All right, what's going on? Hey, we got the Pro Bowl happening tonight. They don't wear helmets or uniform. I mean, pads or anything in the Pro Bowl anymore. Is that? I haven't watched the Pro Bowl game in forever. So this is going to be interesting. Hey, we have a new Stranger Things poster right here. You see it? Tales from '85. I cannot wait for that to start. I might have to. I think the release date is around the NFL draft, though, if I remember. I have to look that up. But if it's not, I'm planning on live streaming release episodes, depending on how they go. We're really doing this, yes. Why not? Why not? Let's just hang out. Oh, Ashley's here. For those of you who don't know, Ashley is your television champion. I'm sure you all know because you all honor the champions. And this belt is going to be right there. Right there. This has all the makings of a long walk combined with a short pier. Yes, says Nuka Bat. Father Dismas says this has all the makings of mediocrity. This has all the makings of I don't even know what to expect. I mean, I guess I'm gonna keep track of the score. Does it matter? No. But you might notice that there have been some changes in the room back here. And I'm going to show you guys, number one, Stranger Things is over, but, well, it's never really over. They're doing, this is an animated season that they're doing, Tales from '85. So this takes place between seasons 2 and 3, from what I understand. And it looks awesome. It looks absolutely awesome. I saw the preview to it. I wish I could I wish I could just play it on here, but I don't think I can. I could watch a better flag football game at my son's elementary school, probably. Would Shedeur Sanders be allowed to play in that game? Because he's allowed to play in this one for some reason. So let me show you guys the reason I'm going to move myself. I'm going to show you, I did a score prediction for this game too. You ready? Here it comes. There's the score prediction. Nobody cares. And you'll notice Darren Muji's face is right there. And the reason I put Darren Muji up is because if you listen to WFAN, you'll know that there was a whole lot of nonsense that went on regarding the New York Jets on WFAN today, as is typically the case, by the way. A man by the name of Sean Morash. He's not a host. He is kind of a producer sort of guy or whatever he is. I don't know. I know he's a Giants fan, but apparently he has sources, unnamed sources. So we know this is legitimate. Unnamed sources, and he has no direct quotes from anybody. Just things that people have heard. People. Strange people. I can't show it. I got TikTok up over here too. I can't show it when it starts, but I can talk about it. Not allowed to display the games. But he reported a whole bunch of nonsense. Now, the thing that's really got me aggravated is apparently he's saying that his source told him that Darren Muji has gone around to many people in the league. I'm going to be doing this a lot. Many people in the league saying that, hey, you don't want to come to the Jets. You don't want the Jets to hire you. You don't want to be here because it's so bad. So bad. Is that not career suicide if that's what he did? He didn't do it, by the way. It doesn't make sense. But that would be absolute career suicide. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. We have a supreme ruler of the stream, and it is Ashley, your television champion. So let's get that on screen right now. Bring back Bev Mooney, she says. Who is Bev Mooney? I don't know who Bev Mooney is. Is there a reference that I'm missing? I have to get that. I have to get all my proper screens up here. The Pro Bowl has me so thrown off. I don't even have the proper screens up to correct this. But Ashley, here we go. We're going to get her up. She is the supreme ruler of the stream once again, as per usual. Thank you very much, Ashley. Your name will be on screen momentarily. I had this is very disturbing. I had dark mode on the screen I'm looking at now, and apparently it's gone away. So it's blinding me. I hate when I don't have dark mode on. Why can't I stream the Pro Bowl? I mean, do I really have to answer that? Do I really have to answer why I can't stream the Pro Bowl? All right, let me get Ashley's name up on screen. Hold on, here it comes. Your supreme ruler of the stream. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, Lady Ashley has become your supreme ruler of the stream once again, and we're going to update the monetary accolades right now. Okay, hold on. I got to do math again. Oh, I know how to do math. My God, I am so elite at math right now. There we go. So anyway, this gentleman at WFAN, as you're going to see Ashley's total updated in short order. This gentleman at WFAN said Darren Muji was going around doing that. Oh, his source told him that, sorry. His source told him Darren Muji was going around doing that. Utter nonsense. Complete and utter nonsense. Why would you do that? 1 year in, you still got a contract. And you're going to go around and say that stuff. Like, at least make it make sense. At least make it make sense. Oh, wait a minute. I'm getting gifts over here. Friendly Neighborhood Tim, what's up, man? Friendly Neighborhood Tim is a long-time Demonverse cohort. Right? Cohort's the right word? Thank you very much. So, it would be career suicide. Because you think a general manager who's 1 year in is going to go around and badmouth his team, knowing he's going to be there, and tell people, basically sabotage himself, tell people, no, you don't want a job here. If you get offered a head coaching job or any job with this organization, no, don't take it. It's not going to happen. What's up, Christian Arias? Oh, she was in the first season of Stranger Things. Is that the actress's name? Because I don't know a lot of their names. Look at JB's May Shador theory. Okay, hold on. Drake May finishes last in his division as a rookie starting quarterback. That's a new head coach, Pro Bowl replacement, MVP finalist, and a Super Bowl trip. Shador Sanders finishes last in his division as a rookie starting quarterback. That's a new head coach, Pro Bowl replacement. So you're saying the Browns are going to be in the Pro Bowl, in the Super Bowl next year? They should put all the Browns in the Pro Bowl. Yeah, Christian Arias does know math, by the way. He is an accountant extraordinaire. He knows math. I go to him for all my math needs, and he is elite. He is elite, PFN number 2, yes. I think someone has taken my monkey paw, so Seahawks better watch out. Uh-oh. I'm telling you, something is going to happen. Something's going to happen. I don't trust this Super Bowl. The Patriots have too much black magic. Historically. I mean, after 1985, but. Do you remember when, I'm old enough to remember when the Patriots played the Rams, the greatest show on turf, and nobody gave them a chance. And what did they do? They won that Super Bowl. So don't tell me they don't have a shot at beating the Seattle Seahawks, Seattle looks like, the better roster and whatnot. Sure. But, any given Sunday. And it's the Patriots. So could there be a snowstorm in San Francisco? I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. All of a sudden, we get a blizzard. The Patriots take a 3-0 lead, and there's a whiteout blizzard, and they can't play football. Would that surprise anyone? No. Definitely wouldn't surprise me. Not at all. I'm going to look up Bev Mooney right now. Hold on. I want to see who. She was a minor character in Stranger Things. Okay. I kind of don't remember her from season 1. Is that... I kind of don't remember her from season 1. If that's the person I'm thinking about. Is that who it is? I don't know. Was it Barb? I don't know if it was Barb. The Browns could be in the Super Bowl if they kept Jim Schwartz. Yeah, maybe. I'm not showing the Pro Bowl. People are coming on TikTok asking me if I'm actually showing the Pro Bowl. I'm not showing the Pro Bowl. Oh, you were thinking of Barb. Okay, Barb. That's who it is. Bring back Barb. Barb is deceased, unfortunately. The Demogorgon got her, from what I understand. Well, from what I remember seeing. So, Shane Giggles is here, by the way. Oh, and there is Sean Cantrell. Good evening, Demonverse. Did I see Mike LaFleur took a job with no fans? Yeah. Is he even aware of that? Sean Cantrell, by the way, is your he is your Demon Lord champion. So we're going to get his title on screen. And there we go. Yes, Mike LaFleur. Oh, boy. And he's going to call plays, which means the Arizona Cardinals are going to be a team that I am going to pick likely next year to have 10-plus wins. He's going to call plays for that offense, and they're going to have a capable quarterback. They might even keep Kyler Murray. And Mike LaFleur with Kyler Murray seems very interesting to me. Very interesting to me. So, man, Mike McCarthy's too qualified to be the Steelers head coach. He'll win 10 games. Yeah, Mike McCarthy is essentially. I don't hate the hire. I don't think it's a bad hire. I don't think it's he's not the first guy I would have chosen. There were a couple of guys I would have chosen. We don't know what Clint Kubiak or Mike LaFleur are going to be, by the way, as head coaches. I think Mike LaFleur is going to be great as a head coach, but we don't know. He might not be. He might be horrible. He might be one and done for all we know. But we know McCarthy won't be. I think we're pretty sure McCarthy won't be. And is it weird that Stephen A. Smith said Ryan Clark should have been the Steelers head coach? Did he say that? Or did he say GM? Strange. I'm going to talk to you YouTube guys for a second because the people are coming on TikTok. A lot of them. And I'm assuming they're young. And they keep asking me if I'm streaming the Pro Bowl. I don't know how to. I don't know what to do because it's making me angry. I am not a network. I am not a network. I am not ESPN. TikTok. Okay, I can't stream the Pro Bowl. I can be here and talk about it. You can join the great people over on YouTube in the chat, but I can't stream the Pro Bowl. Matt Nagy, Giants OC, Giants Twitter honeymoon period with all buzz over. Yeah, I saw Giants Twitter getting upset about the Nagy hire. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Hey, listen, maybe it'll work out. Who knows? I think the thing that's interesting is Brian Daboll with the Tennessee Titans. He could be the guy. Maybe Robert Saleh's figured it out. Maybe he figured it out. Because he's going to call the plays, and Daboll is going to be the offensive coordinator, and he's going to take Cam Ward under his wing and develop him. That's interesting. The Titans will probably draft David Bailey, defensive end, unless the Jets draft him at 2. I don't know that they will. Or Reuben Bain, if the Jets pass up on him, or Arvell Reese. I mean, they're going to get somebody who should be a good defensive player, pretty good defensive player, maybe very good defensive player. But with Brian Daboll and Cam Ward, now that's interesting. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes over there. False hope is still hope. Right now, I hope I have we make the wild card and get bounced in week 1. Yeah, I think it's probably going to be some of the same over in Pittsburgh. Shane Giggles. The A in Stephen A. Smith doesn't stand for Anthony. Says Sean Cantrell. Titans are doing interesting things, though maybe Daboll was actually the problem in New York. Yeah, JB, that's a fair question. It's a fair observation. He could have been the problem in New York. He did bring Jackson Dart there, though. Looks like he has an eye for talent, and he wanted Cam Ward. Josh Allen was considered this wild sort of project quarterback until, apparently Daboll helped or was responsible for developing him. That was the word on the street for a while. I don't know if that's actually the case, but I think we'll get some answers now. I kind of wanted Brian Daboll It's funny, when the Jets hired Robert Saleh, I wanted Brian Daboll to be the head coach. Bills were in the playoffs. Jets jumped on Saleh, and now Saleh and Daboll are together. So it's interesting. I'm not ESPN, TikTok, okay? I mean, they have to. I don't understand why I have to answer that question 17 times, SG. I don't get it. Keaton Cowden says, yo, what's going on, Keaton? So anyway, I want to get back to the Jets for a second. Because the big thing that they're being, the big thing that Woody the Monster is being criticized for now is the whole Wink Martindale situation. So Aaron Glenn fired virtually everybody from his staff, had a terrible first season. And he was having talks with Wink Martindale. And I guess maybe told Wink Martindale, you have this job if you want it. And then flew down to Woody to talk to Woody. And Woody, from what I understand, I mean, well, none of us were in the room. So all we can kind of do is take little pieces and gather them. But what the general understanding is Woody told Aaron Glenn, so you want to bring in Wink Martindale to call the defensive plays. So what you want is a guy who is a more established coach than you are, has more coaching experience than you do, and is going to demand a lot of money. And I'm still paying Steve Wilkes, by the way, a guy you brought on, and everybody you fired. I still have to pay them because all those contracts are guaranteed. I'm still paying you, by the way, because your contract is guaranteed. You're getting $12 million. And you want me to hire this guy. And you also want me to bring in Frank Reich, who is going to demand money. You want both these guys. Two guys that have more coaching experience than you do. What am I paying you for? Why are you here? I'm giving you another chance, and this is what you're coming at me with? I'm playing the part of Woody Johnson, if you can't tell. This is what you're coming at me with. Aren't you a defensive mind? You're a defensive coordinator, right? That's where we got you from. Why can't you call the plays? Robert Saleh's doing it in Tennessee now. He was here. I fired him. Why can't you call the plays? Why do I... Either you call the plays or you give me like a linebackers coach that nobody's ever heard of that you have faith in and bring him in and I don't have to pay him much. Because guess what? You're probably not going to be here after next year if you don't straighten this out or show us that you have something. But I'm not bringing in Wink Martindale to guarantee him money when I am likely going to have to dish out a ton of money next year to try to get the hottest coach on the market. Because you're likely not going to be here. You realize that, right? That's your answer, bring in Wink Martindale? Leave. Get out. Get on the plane and go. And now it's like, oh, Woody's got his hands in things. Yeah, I'm glad he did that. I am glad he did that. It's nonsense. It's nonsense that you wanted to bring in two guys to try to save your job. So what is it? What is it you will be doing, Aaron Glenn, exactly? What will you be doing? Because you had a guy calling defensive plays that had head coaching experience, and that didn't work out. We got rid of him. I still have to pay that contract. Now you want to bring in another guy who has an outdated... And I was fine with Wink Martindale being the DC because I was just like, doesn't matter. I mean, we're probably going to have a new coaching staff next year anyway, so bring in whoever. But so ridiculous. So ridiculous. When are the NFL honors? I don't know when that is. Is that that's this week, I'm assuming? If you guys, oh my God, somebody else is asking me if I'm showing the Pro Bowl. I don't know what to do. I want to yell. Raymond Rose. No, I can't. I can't stream the Pro Bowl, Raymond, because I'm not ESPN. They have the rights to it. I tried to get the rights for you guys. I couldn't. I failed. ESPN beat me out. Next year, you want to see the Pro Bowl? Tune in right here and I will have it for you. There is no honor in the NFL for NFL honors. It's Momentum Technologies. But why is the Pro Bowl still a thing? I blame Aaron Glenn. As you should. It hasn't started yet. No. It has not started yet. I see Aiden Hutchinson walking around with, Quinnen Williams, former New York Jet Quinnen Williams. Okay, there he is. He's walking. He's got a Cowboys star on his shirt. I think honors are usually on a Thursday before the Super Bowl. All right, I'll take a look at it. If I can do it, I will. If I can't, then next time I will see you guys a Saturday morning, because we're going to do Saturday morning stream again. But I'll see if I can do it. Christian McCaffrey, Jahmyr Gibbs, Kyle Juszczyk, a bunch of guys hanging out there. Okay, all right. These are the Pro Bowl games. I guess they're going to do some skill stuff, I guess, right now. Is that what happens? I don't know. They have them all lined up. They look like they're going to maybe do something or break out into song. I don't know. I don't know what's happening right now on my screen. I should probably listen to hear what they're doing. And we got a bunch of cheerleaders dancing. What's it on? It is on ESPN. Oh, there's CeeDee Lamb. Oh, are they just announcing the roster? CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. Amon-Ra St. Brown and Puka Nacua. Okay. Oh, so they're announcing the rosters. This is what it is. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I hope next year you all Jets get Mike Tomlin just so the Patriots don't have a cakewalk. Look, I'd be fine. I'm not going to say I wouldn't be happy with Mike Tomlin. I would be excited with Mike Tomlin. The only thing that would concern me is if you're bringing in Mike Tomlin and he wants to get rid of this guy right here, because I think this is going to be hard to replace. A guy who knows the cap the way he does, knows how to handle the cap the way he does, a guy who knows how to spot talent the way he has shown, a guy who knows how to build a roster from the ground up, burn it down and rebuild it the way I think he knows how to do. Gets great value when it comes to trades. I don't want Mike Tomlin to be the guy, and he might not want to be, right? Like, I don't know. Is he gonna want to come in and say, no, I want to build the roster my way? I mean, I guess he would want a good amount of power in that way, but is he going to do what Harbaugh did in New York and say, I just want to report directly to management and not a GM? I don't want that. That's what we had with Parcells. And again, that cost us Peyton Manning. Because Parcells, was great as one of the best coaches ever. I loved him as a head coach, but he wasn't the best as a general manager. Some of his moves some of his draft picks were questionable. Did put together a good roster, but he built it with the understanding that he was only going to be there for a few years and wanted to win now. There wasn't really an eye towards the future. I guess you could say there sort of was, because his idea was for Belichick to stay. And then Belichick just pulled that 180 on him. But, What's up? That is PFA's brother. That's PFN2's dad right there. What is going on? Jets are getting Davis Webb. I will see how Davis Webb does. He's going to be the offensive coordinator for the Denver Broncos now. Fired their offensive coordinator to make sure he didn't go anywhere. So we'll see. Who's the guy, the offensive coordinator in Jacksonville? I got my eye on him too. I don't remember his name. I know he, Grant Udinsky. Got my eye on him. He's young. But I would be okay with that. He had a couple of head coaching interviews this year. I think I would be okay with that. Oh, you know what? I know I would be okay with that. Ashley comes in with a 20 spot, says, don't interrupt your sane and rational discussion of the very wise and sage-like Darren Muji. But I'm reading King Sorrow right now. It is terrifying, and I'm only 20% through. Thanks for the recommendation. Wow, King Sorrow, yes. I am about midway through it. I took a little break from it. Got really busy. I haven't had a lot of time to read lately. But yes, King Sorrow is phenomenal. I absolutely love it. And if you like his writing, Ashley, after you read King Sorrow, Nosferatu, I'm telling you, Nosferatu and Heart-Shaped Box, I love both of them. Nosferatu might be my favorite book. I have a couple of books that I call my favorite book. Nosferatu is one of them. Heart Shaped Box was really good too. The way that starts out was pretty insane. But they are both scarier than King Sorrow. So there's that. Thank you very much. We're going to get everything updated here for Ashley, by the way. I was so happy when I heard that book was coming out. And I was like, I told PFA, we're going to go to the bookstore. And we're going to get King Sorrow. And she's like, why don't you just order it on Amazon so that it's here the day it comes out? And I was like, you know what? That's a smarter thing to do. So that's what I did. So she always knows the smarter things to do. I do things the hard way. Thank you very much, Ashley. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let's get everything updated here. Your television champion, by the way, and the supreme ruler of the stream. She holds many, many titles. And often holds many, many titles. But yeah, that is a great book. If anybody wants a good book recommendation, King Sorrow is phenomenal. And it's so long. And I love when a book is long. You know what I mean? It made me happy when I opened up that box and I felt the thickness of that book. I was like, oh man, this is awesome. But yeah, I kind of, with books that I really enjoy, I kind of take my time with them because I don't want them to end, and I get very sad when they end. So that's why I haven't read Villains yet. Vengeful. This one right here. This is the V.E. Schwab book I was talking about. This is the second part. Villains was the first one. I haven't read this one yet because I didn't want it to end, but now there's a third one coming out, so I am going to crack that one open as soon as I finish King Sorrow. So now I'm happy. I have like a bunch of books to read. There we go, Ashley, $29.98. Thank you so much. All bow, says Sean Cantrell. Yes. Your favorite book should be the one your wife wrote. Yeah, well, it is one of my favorite books. I told her that the other day. You don't know all of our conversations, Italo Arias. Matt West is here. Check in. Washing machine just broke with the inlet valve open. Going to be in and out. Man, I don't even know what an inlet valve is. That's why you are the keeper of the belts, because you know these things. But I did not make a belt for tonight. Should I? I didn't make a belt for tonight. But which reminds me, speaking of belts, maybe on Saturday we will make new belts for the Patriots and the Seahawks. And you guys can tell me what you want on them, and we'll try, how you want them to look, and we'll come up with some stuff. One of my favorite books. I've mentioned her book before. I've even put links to her book in the chat before. So you don't know everything. Yeah, Grant Adinsky. He's very intriguing to me. Now that LaFleur's gone, Kubiak's gone, he's the next guy I'm looking at as a nice somebody who could be a good offensive mind. Come in with a rookie quarterback, and I'm sure that's what we're doing next year. Definitely, if we take a guy, I can't imagine where, and unless Ty Simpson falls to like the 44th pick or something, or even the 33rd pick, but I think the Jets might trade out of that if he's there. Even if he's at 16, they might trade out. Somebody might be looking to trade up for a quarterback at that point, thinking, and the Jets might be able to get some, a nice little package for that pick if they really want him. If a team really wants him, because they know the Jets are a quarterback hungry team, they might say, "Oh man, we might miss out on Ty Simpson." But I think the Rams have, what pick do they have? They have a pick that's in the 20s, so there's a possibility they could try to jump the Steelers. So that's what I'm looking at right there. But there's also a possibility I saw a mock draft today that somebody had on Twitter. And I'll tell you right now if I can find it. I should be able to find it because I commented on it. So let me just see my notifications here. So here is what somebody did a mock draft, and they had the Jets trading with the Saints. So they had the Jets receiving pick 8 for pick 16 and pick 44, which I think is good. That's early second rounder, 116. Jets get pick 8, and they took Makai Lemon with that pick. And then they traded again. They traded out of the 33rd with the Giants, so they got the 37th pick, a 4th rounder, and a 6th rounder. Took C.J. Allen, the linebacker out of Georgia. I like that. I absolutely love that. The David Bailey second over. I mean, I'd be happy with David Bailey. I think the more I'm seeing about Arvell Reese, I'm kind of getting my heart set on Arvell Reese. 20 years old. I think this guy could be a bigger version of Micah Parsons. The more I'm looking at it, so I would be kind of happy with that. Not kind of happy. I would be very happy with that. Inlet valve fail opens mean that the washing machine is filling with water until I shut it off at the house. Oh, all right. Well, I'm not very handy, not West. So that's you could have just spoken Greek to me, and it's even though you're explaining it, I'm still like I don't know what that means. PFA's brother is very handy though. He probably knows everything you mean. Is that Dan Marino? No, it's Steve Young. Steve Young is there. He's talking to people about the Pro Bowl, I guess, in some room that they're all hanging out in. I see Michael Vick. Is that Michael Vick? I think that's Michael Vick. I see Derwin James in the background. Is that Devon Achane? All right, well, hopefully everybody gets out of this game unscathed, that there are no injuries or anything like that. Surtain is coaching his son. Kind of cool, says Kelly. That is kind of cool. That is kind of cool. All right, let's see what happens here. The Tom Brady's Hall of Fame resume get tarnished with Belichick and Kraft getting snubbed this year. I don't see how you could take a look at that situation and not say, well, if these guys are getting snubbed, how do you claim the Patriots dynasty was legitimate then? Robert Kraft getting snubbed. First of all, Belichick getting snubbed was ridiculous. Robert Kraft getting snubbed was ridiculous. I mean, the fact that his team is even in a Super Bowl again, that probably should have gotten him in the Hall of Fame on its own. But let's see. All right, we're in the first quarter. All right, so Dak Prescott's on the field. He's got Bijan Robinson there. All right, we're in the first quarter, ladies and gentlemen. It is beginning. They're not doing kickoffs or anything. Dak Prescott's wearing a fisherman's hat. This is awesome. All right, let's see. This is going to be a high-scoring game, right? Direct snap to Bijan Robinson. He pitches it back to Dak, who throws downfield and gets it to George Pickens. I'm assuming that's a catch. Are they going to review that? Are there any flags? Do they call flags? Do they throw flags in this game? Oh, what a catch by George Pickens. Wow. Excellent. Excellent. So, second down, Dak Prescott throws over the middle, and that's dropped by Bijan Robinson. Oh, this guy's terrible. Most Dallas guys wear fisherman's caps these days, says Momentum Technologies. Momentum Technologies, not Momentums. I'm sorry, I put 2 S's in your name. All right, Dak Prescott back to pass. Throws over the middle, and that is caught by Amon-Ra St. Brown, who gets tackled. His flag got pulled off him. If your child is watching a Jets game, change the channel. Yes, Jay Garza. You don't want him growing up with that pain. Good God. Good God. I'm telling you. I know it all too well. Oh, that's a touchdown, Tom Unrush. There's going to be a lot of scoring in this game, right? I'm going to be updating the score like crazy. Good God. All right. Well, are they kicking field goals? Or are touchdowns even 7 points? I don't even know how they're scoring this stuff. All right, so Amon-Ra is in the end zone. I love your short videos. You're the greatest. Oh, thank you, Jay Garza. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it. Got another one coming up tomorrow. I got a few more coming up this week. Got them all written. Just got to film them and whatnot. Are they going for two? Dak Prescott throws to the back of the end zone, and that's a touch. That's a 2-point conversion, so we got an 8-0 lead. Okay. All right. 8-0. Hold on. 8. There we go. Oh my God, wait a second. We've got a Rowdy bomb during the Pro Bowl. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. 24/7. Says Momentum Technologies. Shedeur Sanders is coming out. Rowdy bomb and new. I believe it's new. Hold on. Yes. We have a title change once again. What is going on, Rowdy? The most devastating flying elbow in the history of the Demonverse. That is Rowdy Bomb, and he is your new Supreme Ruler of the Stream with the hundo. Wow, I thought somebody just said the F word on my television, but no. Rowdy Eggplant, and I got your name right this time. I'm going to make sure I spell it right every single time. Rowdy, and I saw your comment on Discord, by the way. I do stream Saturday mornings. I'm sorry if you work during then, but that's going to be a thing going forward, is the Saturday morning streams, because they're a lot of fun. But I am going to be streaming other than Saturday mornings too. So if you missed that, you can always join in. There we go. There's Rowdy right there. Let's get his name on the belt. Hold on a second. Okay, hold on. Gonna get your name everywhere it needs to be. Joe Burrow's there. Joe Flacco's there. We got Bengals all over the place at the Pro Bowl. Oh, and this week, you're going to be getting some AFC North grades at NFL High, so keep an eye out for that. AFC North grades, including the Cincinnati Bengals, Ashley. So, very interesting. Oh, and that ball was picked off. Shedeur Sanders just threw an interception in the Pro Bowl. Shedeur Sanders just threw a pick six in the Pro Bowl. Are you kidding me? Oh, my God. Are you kidding me with this? My God. Sounds like Paul Heyman is announcing the game. Oh, Micah Parsons is on the field in his cart. So they're calling a penalty? So that's not a pick six? Oh, BS. The refs. The refs. Good God. Okay, hold on. I'm going to get the announcement coming soon. I just got to get Rowdy's name up there. There we go. And I'm going to get the title up on screen. And when I get the title on screen, that's when the announcement comes. I'm just warming up the vocal cords because it's going to be a loud one. Yeah, this, so, did they pull Shedeur? Did Shedeur get pulled because of that? Oh, boy, okay. All right, here it comes. Here comes the announcement. And new television champion of the world, hardcore champion, when he has it, Rowdy Eggplant. How's that? How's that? Thank you very much, Rowdy. All right. So that was a pick. Is that what it was? I don't know. Jalen Hurts is on the screen. I don't even know what's going on in this game. Don't know what's going on in this game. Trying. Now we got another review. Oh my God, the refs are being ridiculous already. Where the hell? Why can't I put this in dark mode? I'm sorry, I'm screaming in your ears. I want it to be in dark mode. Let's go, says JB. Don't worry, my foreman said no more OT, meaning no more Saturdays. Yes, we're going to have Rowdy with us on Saturdays. Excellent. Bro's actually watching the Pro Bowl. Why the hell not, right? Why the hell not? Wait a second. We have another title change. Hold on. There's a battle for the television title tonight during the Pro Bowl. Good God. Ashley came in with a hundo of her own, and she's the new television title holder. Oh, my God. Look at Rowdy. He goes, oh, man. All right, we got to get everything back up on screen the way it was before with some changes, but I'm going to do the title, the announcement first this time. And new television champion of the world. Is it there? Wait, hold on, sorry. Now it's going to come. Hold on. Oh, I got it now. I'm sorry. Okay. It's coming up right now. I just got to wait for my screen to get to where it needs to be. And new television champion of the world, Ashley Atchison. Look at that. Ash Mageddon. The most devastating atomic drop you will ever see. There you go. Ash Mageddon. Somebody give me a bong in the chat. Come on, bong. Let's go. She goes, and there are the devil horns. She snatched her title back. Respect the band. Oh, and there's another touchdown. NFC, this game has all the makings of a blowout, ladies and gentlemen. I gotta update the score, I guess. This is all Shedeur Sanders' fault, by the way. There we go. Jalen Hurts. And let's get all of the other information up on screen right now. Hold on. This is crazy. All right, so what? Hold on. Think I'm doing math right. I should be doing math right. If you guys ever see my math wrong, let me know, but I'm telling you, this is right. I believe that's right. That is correct. Okay. And okay, here we go. Here we go. They just called Jerry Rice the GOAT. Last I heard, Tom Brady was the GOAT. So there's some debate that should be going on here. All right, got that updated. Let's get Ashley's name on screen here and here. Hold on a second. Got the offering, the contenders all set. All right, here we go. Do I have that right? Yeah. Okay, my math is going to be correct, I promise. Because I did it in my head, and my head is a place where things are done correctly. Okay, wait a minute. Television champ, it's going to be right here. And Ashley is also your new supreme ruler of the stream. She couldn't have any more titles. Or, you know what I mean, like names. Titles that way. Now I have to do a different kind of math. This is why I got to bring out the trusty calculator, just to make sure. Okay, there we go. All right, 129.98, and Rowdy was at 100. Okay. All right, here we go. And your new supreme ruler of the stream is Ashley Atchison with the devastating Ashes to Ashes. We've seen it before, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm sure we'll see it again. Hold on. All right, here we go. How many times do you hear me say that? All right, here we go. I need Josh to come in and help me out with this stuff, but I don't trust him. You think my math is bad? Oh, God. He's a Patriot fan, too, by the way. Oh, wait a minute. I shouldn't have spoiled that because I revealed that in the new episode. Oh, so there are 13 of you here that have heard that. Don't tell anybody. It's a surprise. There we go. Okay, Ashley's the new supreme ruler of the stream, and Jeff's party comes in with a $5. It says a Pizza Hut in Cheyenne, Wyoming just burned down. It's Aaron Glenn's fault. Also, how do you feel about Dallas hiring Christian Parker? It probably is Aaron Glenn's fault. Sorry about the Pizza Hut, though, man. That's terrible. Awesome, Ashley. We salute you. I'm just going to get all of Ashley's accolades up here first. LFG says Sean Cantrell, Ashmageddon, and New. All right, so back to Jeff's party. I as far as the hire, I don't really have too many opinions about these offseason hirings. It's, we kind of look at things and we're like, oh yeah, that's going to be good, that's going to be bad. But most of the time we kind of don't know. We have to just wait and see. So I don't have a strong opinion either way about that. But I do agree with you that it's probably Aaron Glenn's fault. Anything bad that happens is probably Aaron Glenn's fault. And they try to blame it on Woody Johnson, and I will not have it. Because, again, I'm not saying Woody Johnson is the best owner in the world, but he's also not the worst. 14 zip, that's where we are in this game. An area top 5 contenders, by the way. Let's get Rowdy's name up there again. Rowdy, Melissa Klein, Samuel Miller, Mike Causey, and Dude. Round it all out. All because of Shedeur Sanders. The AFC is being shut out right now. Thank you very much, Jeff's party. And also, Brian Schottenheimer's calling the plays anyway, so yeah. Oh no, he's the defensive coordinator. Sorry, I thought it was the OC. I have to see. I think it'll be all right. All right, we have. Let me get. You guys have me sweating right now. I'm wearing a hoodie and I'm sweating because there have been so many title changes and I'm screaming and I can't believe I'm sweating during the Pro Bowl. I got to take this off. We need to fire Jerry Jones, says Jay Garza. Well, I don't know that you can. All right, let's get this hoodie off right now. Oh, okay, here we go. Jay Garza says, if Darnold wins the Super Bowl, I'd buy you a Darnold t-shirt from Seattle. But he didn't say the word shirt. He said something else. That's a curse word. That was by accident. Did Joe Burrow throw a touchdown? Oh, of course he did. How did he not start over Shedeur Sanders? Man, Jags going to be back in the playoffs next year. I agree with you. I like where the Jags are headed. I was just saying earlier that I wouldn't mind having their offensive coordinator as my head coach. I'm a Jets fan. I like where the Jags are headed. So Joe Burrow ran into the end zone. That's a touchdown. Doing a celebration to wear on stream one day. Oh yeah, I mean, I would wear it. You know what? I don't have any hatred towards Sam Darnold. I really don't. Burrow going for 2. Throws across his body, and that's a touchdown. What a throw. That's the way you do it, Shedeur Sanders. Thank God for Joe Burrow. Now the AFC is back in this game. Are we still in the first quarter? Yeah, 7 minutes left. Oh, okay. Here we go. I'd say that Jerry could be forced to sell the team if he was in the unspecified demonetization files, but Woody was in there and they haven't done anything yet. There are a lot of people in there. One of the Giants owners was in there too, right? And that was pretty incriminating. I'm so glad we got to retain our DC and OC. Trevor doesn't have to worry about Doug Peterson not letting him use his legs for 3 seasons in a row as long as Liam is here. Yeah, Liam is a hell of a coach, man. And I'm telling you, this is going to be your last. This is going to be probably, unless something catastrophic happens, your last season with your OC. I mean, he already had a couple of head coaching interviews. And if, I think the Jets are going to heavily look at Mike Tomlin next year, if Tomlin even wants to coach anymore. But if not, if there aren't any big names, he could be a candidate for us. And if we have the first pick in the draft, which seems like it might be likely, and we have a guy like Arch Manning, depending on how the college season goes and whatnot, I would be very excited about that. Yeah, Bob Iger's gone. But the Bob Iger, was it because of that? Or, I mean, I know Bob Iger came out of retirement to kind of fix the certain situations with Marvel and Star Wars and whatnot. And it was never going to be a long-term thing. So that's what I've been hearing is he stepped down because he wasn't planning on being there for a long time anyway. So I don't know. I don't know if that has to do with it or not. That has anything to do with it or not. I just want Jerry Jones gone. Jay Garza, I don't know what to tell you, man. Don't know what to tell you. It's 100% because of that. Okay, I'll take your word for it. Liam is somehow a better coach than he was on the Buccaneers. That's tragic that the Buccaneers let him go. And how about Minnesota firing the general manager because Sam Darnold? I mean, didn't he say that the whole Sam Darnold situation was keeping him up at night? Man, Joe Flacco, is he out on the field now? Oh, here he goes. Here goes Joe Flacco. He could be your New York Jets starting quarterback next year. He was on contract through December. Okay, so maybe that is it, yeah. Crazy, man. Crazy, that stuff. I think a big reason why we got to keep our OC was we gave him a big pay bump. He doesn't call plays. Plus, Browns weren't going to let him do what he wanted to. Yeah, I know they weren't letting people bring in their own defensive coordinators, but Jim Schwartz looks like Jim Schwartz was going to leave if he wasn't named head coach anyway. So I don't know what was going on with that situation. He seemed like he thought he was going to be the new head coach. And, didn't quite work out that way. Picking Darnold wasn't a mistake. You mean drafting Darnold? I mean, going with J.J. McCarthy over Darnold was a mistake. Keeping Aaron Glenn is an unmitigated disaster. I talked about this at the beginning of the stream. All this stuff coming out today, Matt. I don't know if you heard about it, but the Woody witch hunt has taken on new life again. Talking about the whole Wink Martindale thing with Aaron Glenn. I applaud Woody if this is what happened, right? So they said, which I'm sure you've probably heard, and Red X Power is a Jets fan too, so you can chime in on this. Was that a pick? They threw an interception. Cooper DeJean. That Woody was going to hire Wink Martindale. I guess he had just figured it out with Wink Martindale, was under the impression that he was going to be making these moves, went to go talk to Woody about it, and Woody pulled the rug out from under him and said, no, you're not doing that. And again, if you had the season Aaron Glenn had and then you fire everybody, now Woody's still got to pay these people because these contracts are guaranteed. And now you're going and saying, I want to bring in Frank Reich, and Wink Martindale. And these guys are going to demand a lot of money. And Woody looked at him and said, why can't you call the defensive plays? You're a defensive guy, right? You were a defensive coordinator. Why do I have to pay this guy who is somebody who has more coaching experience than you? Why do you want me to pay him now? Now I have to pay him a lot of money when I'm paying you already. And I just got finished paying Robert Saleh, I paid Robert Saleh basically to coach for the San Francisco 49ers. But now I'm paying you for 5 years, and you want to bring in 2 more veteran coaches that have more experience than you? After you just fired a bunch of guys? I applaud Woody if he did that. Said, no, you call the plays, man. You call the plays. Yeah, if Darnold wins the Super Bowl, it's a Jets Super Bowl winning spirit. Of course. Of course. Yeah, I saw my buddy Mike LaFleur is the new head coach of the Cardinals. That makes me sad. Kubiak's going to Vegas after the Super Bowl. Yeah, saw that too. We'll see what happens. I'm seeing reports now, like people are like, Fernando Mendoza is not the real deal. He shouldn't be the number 1 overall pick. And I'm just like, what? But, again, he's in a situation in Indiana where he has everything. So he goes to the Raiders where he doesn't have an offensive line. Kubiak's going to be a first-time head coach. Oh, I didn't transition my screen over. Kubiak's going to be a first-time head coach. Is it going to work out? Is this a situation where Mendoza is going to struggle a bit? Who knows? I don't know. Again, not wanting to pay a bunch of money, but who signed off on paying all those guys? Yeah, Woody signed off on paying those guys, the original people that came in. But I think Woody sees the writing on the wall. Like, you are probably not going to be here. So why am I going to? Now I'm going to have to give Wink a multi-year deal on top of giving Frank Reich a multi-year deal. They're probably not going to be here next year. I'm not doing it. Like, you get one. You don't get all of them. You want, and you're a defensive guy, so you know what? I'll give you the offensive coordinator you want. Yeah, Mendoza not number 1 is misinformation season, right? I don't, you know what, man? I don't think Woody is the disaster that everybody thinks he is. Again, when Rex Ryan was in 2 consecutive AFC Championship games, nobody was saying Woody Johnson is a terrible owner. Nobody was saying that. All right, I'm going to stop the YouTube live. All right. Oh, I made 49 cents on YouTube. Excellent. Look at, no, not YouTube live, TikTok live. Sorry, not YouTube. I'm not going anywhere, YouTube. I'm staying right here. But yeah, my phone was about to die, so I had 2,000 viewers on there. That's not bad. People saying Fernando isn't him, didn't watch the championship, that diving touchdown is vintage NFL stuff. I even heard somebody say, that diving touchdown, that he didn't have to do that. He was doing that for showmanship. And I'm just like, man, it is silly season. It's silly season. I mean, you think Fernando Mendoza stopped and said, you know what would be cool if I dove into the end zone right now? In the heat of the moment, that's what he was thinking. That's what he did. Woody really doesn't have a place to complain. He got generational wealth off the team while letting incompetent people ruin it. I mean, look, in Woody's defense, I'm going to say this again. Woody wanted to bring in Vrabel. That would have been a whole different situation with Vrabel here. Couldn't get Vrabel. So he went with the 33rd team's recommendation, who was Aaron Glenn. And Mike Tannenbaum, who was part of that search, came out and said, well, the thing we looked at first and foremost, in terms of the coach we were going to recommend, was leadership. And we put that above X's and O's. And when you hear it now, you're just like, what? Why was that the thought process? Now, again, to defend them a little bit, they did get us Darren Muji. who I like. And the reason they got us Darren Muji was because he was part of an organization that had a bunch of turnover, had a bunch of, I mean, the Denver Broncos were a disaster for a while, right? They gave up all this draft capital, brought in Russell Wilson, had Nathaniel Hackett. They look like a tire fire. He was a part of all of that. So they said he survived that and was able to see that through and how that was turned around. So, you know, we're going to recommend him as the general manager, which that's a great line of thinking. But to say we're not going to worry about X's and O's when it comes to hiring the head coach, that's a bit of a head scratcher. So Woody went with their recommendation, though, in both cases. So it looks like I don't think he's getting enough credit for the hiring of Darren Muji at all. I'm not going to just sit here and say, well, the team's bad. They've, yeah, sure, they've been bad. If we look at history, I mean, let's look at the New York Jets record throughout the years. New York Jets record by year. Okay, now, the year he hired Adam Gase, he didn't hire Adam Gase, by the way. That was Chris Johnson. So Woody really had a few bad years with Todd Bowles, whereas quarterbacks were Josh McCown, Ryan Fitzpatrick. So 5-11, 5-11, 4-12. Woody goes to work for Trump. Chris Johnson hires Adam Gase. We got Chris Johnson hiring Adam Gase. There 2 seasons. He's fired. Hires Robert Saleh, Joe Douglas. And Woody fires them in year 4. So those years, the years of consecutive losing seasons, that all happened under Chris Johnson. Woody Johnson had, so if you look at Todd Bowles, we had the 3 losing seasons under Todd Bowles. That was a bad hire. Jamar Chase is going to score. It's a 14-10 game. I can't believe I'm even trying to keep score of this game. But he had a winning season, 10-6. Winning season 2 years before that, 8-8. 2 years before that, 8-8, 11-5, 9-7, 9-7, 10-6. He had more winning seasons. Woody Johnson had more winning seasons than losing seasons since he was here. So that was 2000, I believe, is when he took the team over. Since 2000, Woody has had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 winning seasons since 2000. And again, with Chris Johnson, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years in a row of losing seasons. I'm just telling you, it hasn't been as bad as people are making it seem under Woody. And he's tried to do the right thing. Again, he tried to bring in as a touchdown or a 2-point conversion. He tried to bring in Mike Vrabel. You know? So everybody acts like Woody's had like 20 years of 4-win seasons. It's not the case. Oh, yeah, Charlie. Robert Kraft being denied the Hall was just stupid. Stupid. That is ridiculous. How has Devin Lloyd been at the Pro Bowl? I haven't even been watching the Pro Bowl game, honestly. I'm just updating the score. Devin Lloyd, you might lose Devin Lloyd, though, this year. He's going to want a lot of money. They do the same to Brady, I'll explode. I can't imagine they're going to do the same to Brady. I can't imagine that. That would be crazy. Fun fact, Sam Darnold has more wins in the past 2 years than the Jets had in the last 6 years. Yeah. And again, many of those years were under Chris Johnson. But I mean, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 playoff appearances. And then, Rex Ryan and Todd Bowles, where one of those was a 10-6 season. They missed the playoffs, finished second in the AFC East. It hasn't all been horrible. The past 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, the past 10 years have been pretty bad, but a big portion of that was Chris Johnson, man. Big portion of that was Chris Johnson. So I'm just telling people what it is. You have to look at the facts. They're not going to mess with Brady as a cash cow. Now they can't do that to me. But it's weird because how could you say Kraft and Belichick? I guess the Tampa thing, they could point and say, "Oh, Brady won with Tampa too." So we could argue that Brady was the reason the Patriots won those Super Bowls. Not those guys. But Belichick's really the odd man out because Kraft was back in the Super Bowl without Belichick or Brady. Belichick's really the odd man out. I mean, he has not had success without Tom Brady. He did set them up for Drake May, though. Who knows what they would be with Drake May right now, but he'd probably have given him, God knows who as offensive coordinator. You think Josh McDaniels would be back there under Belichick as offensive coordinator? I don't know. If Vrabel had gone to the Jets, this would never have happened. No, if Vrabel had gone to the Jets, we'd have Josh McCown as our offensive coordinator. Oh, man. I just want to have a good season. Is that so much for a big man football to give us? It's going to get good again, Red X. I promise. It's going to get good again. We're going to hear these stupid stories. I even posted on Twitter that all of a sudden, I think I'm going to start quoting people that I know that I'm not going to name, my unnamed sources that are close to the New York Jets situation. I'm going to start quoting them and coming up with some stories and just putting that out into the ether and seeing what people say. These stories are nonsensical. They're nonsensical. Darren Muji's going around saying, don't stay away from the Jets. It's a tire fire. Don't come here. Why? It's so stupid. It's so stupid. And then everybody gets worked up. But I'll tell you what. A lot of Jets Twitter smelled the BS right away. They're like, no, that didn't happen. Stop. We have draft capital. I really hope the people in charge of it aren't incredibly stupid with them. This man right here is in charge. He is not stupid as we've been. Do you remember what he did this season? What he got for Sauce Gardner and Quinnen Williams? That was magic. Do you see the players he brought in? I mean, again, these are guys that you want there to be in supporting roles. They're good football players, not superstars, but they're good football players. Excellent depth. And that's what Muji is. That's what he's like laying the groundwork right now. And we're going to draft 3 to 4 starters, depending on if they trade up or something, but 3 to 4 starters, first and second round. And then next year, I mean, there's a reason why he pushed he pushed that Dallas pick, the Dallas or Green Bay, by the way. It wasn't just like, oh yeah, give us whatever pick. No, he was very calculated in what he did. He said, we are going to take whatever pick is higher. That's what you have to give us next year. So now we have a chance of if one of those teams falls on their face, we're getting that higher pick. If one of those teams pulls an Indianapolis Colts, we're getting that pick. He doesn't, and he wouldn't give up Breece Hall for anything less than a third rounder. And Kansas City didn't want to give us that. And he was like, sorry, we're going to keep Breece. And you know what? They're going to tag Breece. And if they get rid of Breece this year, it's going to be a tag and trade. He's going to get the value that he wants for Breece Hall. He knows what he's doing. We're in good hands. We just have to knock out all the noise. Honestly, Sauce getting hurt makes the trade look even better. Yeah, it does. I mean, look, I don't want Sauce to get hurt, but it absolutely does. I mean, I don't know. For Indianapolis, I thought Chris Ballard was a good general manager. I always gave Chris Ballard credit. But him thinking that Sauce Gardner was the piece that they needed to get to a Super Bowl and where you're going to mortgage the future for that guy. I mean, Darren Muji worked him. He absolutely worked that dude and said, oh yeah, give us Adonai Mitchell too. Just throw him in. And Adonai Mitchell, if we draft Makai Lemon, Adonai, which could happen, I hope it happens. I'd be more than happy giving up that number 44, which he got for a reason. We get Makai Lemon, and we have Garrett Wilson, Makai Lemon, and Adonai Mitchell as our number 3, and John Mechie as our number 4. When have the Jets had a receiver room like that in recent history? You know what I mean? That's a hell of a receiver room. I hope you're right. I've been heartbroken by literally all my teams this offseason beside the Nets. Now listen, Red X, this year coming up, don't expect anything. Okay, this is full tank mode. Just get ready to be made fun of, get ready for all that. And just mentally strong, be mentally strong. All these news reports you're hearing about whatever and Woody kicked the dog, don't listen to anything. The Avengers Doomsday Plan is in full effect. That A stands for Arch Manning. Okay? It's green. Look at the way Muji's looking at it. This is all going to make sense soon. I promise you. Hall would be RB1 on half of the teams. Yeah, I agree. That's why you are going to give us fair value for him. We're not just going to give him away. This is a man he played Madden. I'm telling you, he played Madden. He knows how to build a team. He knows what he's doing. Jets just traded for Zach Wilson. John Connor's coming in. He's the best reporter in the Demonverse, by the way. Emily, what's going on? I don't want Manning, to be honest. Well, listen, let's see. I'm saying Manning because, name value and whatnot. We'll see how next college season goes. But if Manning's not the best quarterback and we have the first pick and Manning's not the guy, not the guy everyone's looking at as who's going to be the best guy, Muji's going to make the right decision. I'm just saying Manning because, it looks like that might be the case. I don't know. Oh, wait, that's 14-16. I have the wrong score on screen. But I'll tell you why everybody can say, well, Manning's not going to be good. He's not going to be this. He's not going to be that. The thing that really sells me on Arch Manning, honestly, and I've said this before, is the fact that he's part of the Manning family. So we know how important quarterback development is. He's got 3 guys in his family that played quarterback. 2 of them won Super Bowls. That played quarterback in the league at a high level. That he can go on Thanksgiving, if he's not playing, to talk to, in the summer. Just sit there with Uncle Peyton and Uncle Arch. Oh, no. Arch isn't his uncle. That's his grandpa. Uncle Peyton and Grandpa Arch and Uncle Eli. And just talk about football and how to read defenses and whatnot. And that's development that the New York Jets or whoever drafts him doesn't have to pay for. That's why I think Arch will eventually work out. Unless he just doesn't want to play, unless he doesn't care. You know what I mean? There could also be that where he's just like, yeah, I'm a Manning. I play quarterback, but I'm not really into this. I don't really care. But, I don't think that'll be the case. Remember, Peyton's rookie year, he didn't look good. So, not looking for Arch to come in year 1, if that is the pick, if that's who we go with at that point, and change everything right off the bat. No. But I think that's a guy who's very unlikely to fail in the NFL. Glass Breaks Bubba's here. Question: are we all just so starved for the PFD content that we're joined here for the Pro Bowl? Or do we enjoy the worst All-Star game, the Big Four sports? Oh, and Drake May, we got to see is he going to be knighted on Sunday? Who knows? I just don't know. Manning struggled last season. Admittedly, I didn't watch much, but what I saw wasn't great. I wish we can get Fernando, but I could be wrong on that. Well, you know what? Mendoza wasn't great. At the beginning of the season, this college season, nobody was talking about Mendoza the way they're looking at him now. I mean, he became what he became this season. So Arch struggling that early in his career, I'm not concerned with that. I'm not concerned with that. It's not no, listen, we're going to be there are going to be a lot of quarterbacks coming out in the draft next year. That's all I'm saying. Arch is going to be one of them, maybe, unless he decides to go back to school. But there are going to be a lot of quarterbacks coming out, and they should be good. I'm hearing Garrett Nussmeier this year. People are like, "Oh, maybe the Jets should take him in like the 4th round." No, I know he's got Kenny Pickett hands. I don't want that. Kenny Pickett hands. I'm not interested in. So, did Gannon make sense for Green Bay? Why not? I think Gannon, first of all, Kyler Murray loved him. I think Gannon's a better coordinator than he is head coach. So, I think that's fine. We'll see. And I'll tell you what, if it doesn't work out in 2 years, when Hafley inevitably doesn't work out for Miami, you'll get him back. So I don't know that he's going to be a good head coach. Arch will be selling used cars soon. Not even new cars? Man, 23-14. Oh, man, the AFC is winning now? Okay. I want a quarterback that oozes that badass energy, that energy that says I can make any play I call. I think if we're in position to control the draft next year, which right now, because of the picks we're probably going to be in that position. Especially, do you see this team winning more than 3 games next year? We're likely going to have a top 3 pick. And if this is a quarterback-heavy draft, and remember, a team picking 1st or 2nd might not be a quarterback-hungry team. So what teams do we think could be at the top of the draft? I mean, maybe the Browns. I don't think so. What teams do I have a list here of teams? Dolphins, possibly. So they would be a quarterback hungry team. Not the Titans, not the Panthers, not the Saints, not the Falcons, not the Bengals. And I only have the Bengals on this list because, if they if Joe Burrow happens to retire for some reason, but they would be looking for a quarterback, but they're not going to be at the top of the draft. They're not going to be first 3 picks. Vikings, I mean, they won 9 games with J.J. McCarthy and God, who the hell else was that? I forgot. Carson Wentz. They're not going to be at the top of the draft. Cardinals likely aren't going to be at the top of the draft. I can't, especially with Mike LaFleur calling plays, I can't see them winning 1 to 3 games. Steelers, no. Browns, maybe. But of those teams, who's going to be worse than the Jets? The only one that I'm looking at on here that, barring injury, catastrophic injury to some team that just falls apart, the Dolphins are the only team that I think maybe could be. But I don't even know. I mean, with Tua, they worked us this year. So does that get any better? But Red X, here's the thing. Red X is saying, but even if we are tanking, I want to see the team perform well mechanically and competently so that I know we're still improving. It's not going to happen. And that's what I'm trying to prepare you for. It's not going to happen. With Aaron Glenn, there's a very small chance of that happening. They're going to look like a joke, likely. We're going to see maybe a flash here and there from guys that are good. We might see little things, but Aaron Glenn didn't want to call the plays, and now he is being forced to call the plays. That is not a good situation. We don't even know who our quarterback's going to be. I mean, not going to be anybody good. I can't imagine any quarterback that is worth anything would want to come here. So we're going to have an anemic offense again. Defense is probably going to look terrible. And when we finally have a coach in place that can actually do something, that's when we start to look at the development. But this year, it's going to be a lot of bad. Just get used to it. It's going to be a lot of bad this year. Soldier is here. Soldier is here. What is going on, Soldier? So Glenn's going to be out as head coach next year? Likely. In all likelihood, yes. If Woody actually had that conversation with him, which I think is likely, because of the whole Wink Martindale thing. If he had that conversation, was like, no, we're not hiring Wink. You have to call the defensive plays. What does that tell you? It tells you Aaron Glenn he doesn't know what he's doing. He got rid of his entire staff. The guy doesn't know what he's in over his head. And was he even good at calling defensive plays in Detroit, or did he just have talent where he needed it? So yeah, he'll probably, I could see a situation, because Muji's smart. And if Muji and Woody are talking, there could be a situation where, 5 games in, Jets are 0-5. Woody's like, you're out, Aaron. I don't need you sitting around trying to save your job. Let's just let it play out as it's going to play out. Not, let's tank. Let's just let it play out as it's going to play out. Are we even watching the game? No, not really. 32-14. It's so hard to watch this. It's just like it's like watching it's like trying to call a street football game. I got the score on screen, though. That's correct. Honestly, he probably should have just been made the DC. I mean, now he's got to call defensive plays, but it's not the idea of him salvaging this in some way is just, it's so unlikely. And I don't even care. Honestly, I want to draft a couple of good players this year. I want to draft good players this year. Let's get good players in. I don't want to spend a lot of free agency money. Let's get more guys that can be, role players in the future on good contracts. And then 2027 is where we make our move. We get the quarterback. And then we have 2 more first rounders. And then and we bring in a new head coach. And whether that head coach is going to be Mike Tomlin, I don't know. But we're going to be set up. So just prepare yourself. Don't listen to the negativity, Red X. I'm telling you, because we're going to crawl through grass. Grass, no glass. That Bubba just left all over the floor. We're going to crawl through that glass. But it's going to be so beautiful at the end. I'm telling you. It's going to be so beautiful at the end. It's going to take like 3 years before we can maybe be good. Maybe. But maybe 2 years. We might be looking at the 2027 season and saying, all right, before maybe we can be good, when you're talking about good, like compete. Because, again, things change quickly in the NFL. Remember that. So if the 2027 season, we bring in a new coach, we have a new quarterback, we have a veteran quarterback there, so the new quarterback doesn't have to start right away, and now we have certain pieces in place with a new coaching staff that's competent, all of a sudden, the Jets are playing competitive football. And now you're excited. And now we have a young quarterback in the wings, waiting in the wings. Maybe we have Mekhi Lemon on offense with Garrett Wilson. Maybe we have Arvell Reese on defense is going to be, you draft him, he's 20 years old this year. You're talking about a Micah Parsons level player who we would have at 21. I'm like, and a good young offensive line, like an offensive line that played together all year long this year. It's not a bad situation. Mason Taylor, capable tight end. It's not a terrible situation. It looks a lot worse when you're kind of viewing it from a certain vantage point, but when you start turning pages and really reading through what you see here, I'm telling you, there's a lot to be excited about. It's just not going to be next season. We're 2 years away from being 2 years away. I can't talk to Jet fans. I really can't. I can't. They drive me crazy. Look beyond what you're seeing right here. Just look beyond it. I'm telling you, if there was nothing to look forward to, I would be saying, yeah, we're screwed. Like, I don't know how we overcome this. We have to get lucky. That's not what's happening right now. I'm telling you, it's not what's happening right now. Wear those colors proudly, because soon, and when I say soon, I mean 2027 and beyond, soon, they're not going to be the laughing stock anymore. How did the AFC flip the script so quick? They brought Joe Burrow out there, and he just started going off. Yeah, New England and Chicago came out of nowhere. Anything could happen. I mean, how long was Chicago? People were wagging their fingers at Chicago. Ownership is starting. Get rid of ownership. Sell the team. Are they saying that now? No, they made a good hire. They brought in talent because they had the money to. They had a high pick, so they got a quarterback. And then they brought the coach in. And they had to rebuild an offensive line that Ben Johnson did. We're doing that with a young offensive line. We've already got that taken care of. We don't have to blow first overall picks on first rounders on offensive linemen. Yes, we have the ability to get an amazing, I'm telling you, man, this is not a terrible situation. This is exactly, where we are right now is we just burnt it down to the studs. And when you burn it down to the studs and you rebuild it, it can be this beautiful thing, but it's not going to happen right away. So, and we're not talking 5 years down the line. No, we're talking this year is going to be terrible. It's going to be terrible. So just telling you right now, it's going to be terrible. After that, no more. After that, we're going to have a reason to be excited. Jets fans are in an unconsensual darkness retreat. I mean, I get it. 10 years of losing record is horrible, but people are being irrational. I think they're directing their anger at Woody Johnson. It's not Woody's fault. You could say, oh yeah, well, I mean, the owner has to take accountability. We all know he's a bad owner, but like, what do you mean he has to take accountability? Okay, he made bad hires, and now he's trying to make good hires. So 22-32 the score is now. And we're in a good position. The fact that people aren't looking at Darren Muji, it's like, this is what bothers me about Jet fans. They look at Darren Muji and everything good that he's done so far. But it's like they're still expecting him to screw things up because they're not used to something being competent. And we have a GM who is beyond competent. And it's like they don't see it. So now stories come out that he doesn't want to be there because he's good. He's good at his job. He doesn't want to be a Jet now because he's good at his job. So he's going to tell people in NFL circles, he's going to throw the Jets under the bus so that what? He can play out his contract and then get another general manager job somewhere else? Where does that make sense? Just end the suffering. Someone blew up the moon. It's Aaron Glenn's fault. Oh, God damn it, Aaron Glenn. Thank you, Jeff Sparty. I mean, it could be worse. We could have Jerry Jones. That's a bad owner. as Cowboys fans would tell you, that's not Woody. Woody's actually letting people make decisions outside of him, which is how we got him. It's how we got him. And this is such an important piece to have. And Jet fans are looking at it and snubbing their nose at it. Like, ugh. I mean, I even see people in comment sections of things saying, oh, Muji's terrible too. And I'm just like, what the hell are you talking about? Shut up. What do you mean? You don't know what you're talking about. Tell me how he's terrible. What did he do that was terrible? Tell me. Hi. What's going on? The score is 32-22. 38-22. My God, they score every 2 seconds.
What kind of game is that?
It's a Pro Bowl.
Oh,
So they
what does
just...
that mean? Soccer ball? I feel like-
She goes, what kind of game is that? These are like the best players in the league. Well, they're supposed to be the best players in the league. Some of them aren't, but
In what league?
the NFL.
How come they don't have a helmet?
Because they're playing flag football right now. So it's like an all-star game.
Okay.
And they're playing flag football so
they
people don't
hit
get
each
hurt.
other?
No, because they don't want people to get hurt.
Oh.
So they're playing. So you see, they're just kind of like
Is it
goofing
for
around.
fun? Like what
It's
is it
for
really?
fun. It's like they're putting the best players on the league. And they
Look
used
at
to.
that guy looks like he's going fishing.
Yeah, a lot of them do. They used to. They used to hit each other.
Hit each other? Okay.
Yeah, they used to have football. Well, they used to have the
Like a
equipment
real
on and
football.
everything. Yeah,
Okay.
everybody's saying hi to you.
Oh, hi.
She says hi back,
That's
everybody.
such a crazy game to look at.
It is a crazy game to look at.
Bye.
Bye. PFA is not a fan of the Pro Bowl. Ashley Soldier, Charlie, Matt West, Sean Cantrell. There's not a single Jet in this game. Who cares? I don't care. I am not. I am gonna sit back this season and watch it collapse with a smile on my face. I'm gonna be the Joker in The Dark Knight, walking away from the hospital with the explosive device in his hand, hitting the button and looking back and being like, and then the hospital just goes and I just keep walking. I go right to the bus. That's going to be me watching the Jets this year with a big smile painted on my face. Best players? Okay, yeah. Well, Joe Burrow's there. Another touchdown? Oh, boy. That was Bijan Robinson. All right. 28-38 now. All right. Justin Fields got asked to play in the Pro Bowl and he denied it. Does not surprise me. Matt, why would you even put that into the universe? I mean, but this is the stuff that drives me crazy, honestly. Why would Woody do that? Why would he do that? What? So he would let Darren Muji make all these moves, stock up on draft capital, and then fire him? Doesn't make sense. Darren Muji's not the coach. Woody knows that. Does not make sense. I'm not going to wear the nurse's dress now. I'm going to wear slacks. White slacks and scrubs. This idea that Woody comes in and starts like doing this, like it's nonsense. It doesn't happen. It's fiction. It is fiction. People write Jets fan fiction, and it drives me crazy because it's all bad. It's all bad. It's not real. Yes, you deserve to be shadow realmed. The shadow realm. You don't want to go to the shadow realm because you don't come back from the shadow realm. Phantom zone, you come back from. Shadow realm, no. There are a couple of former people from the stream who are shadow realmed, and they have no access. Daniel Jones is not, I don't know what to say. Yeah, he's not. He's not. He's still not. Even Charlie Walker saying Matt West should be Phantom zoned after. Like, seriously, like, what are we doing, Matt West? It's like, I feel like Jet fans almost like this. They like to be miserable. And I don't understand it. They start bringing these horrible scenarios out. Like, that's probably going to happen. And it's just like, wait, why would you even say that? Why? because things have been bad. It's in the past. Who cares? It's done. It's over and done with. But you let these fools out there who are these sad sack Jet fans and want to relive the past over and over again, relive misery. You let them bring you down, and I'm here to bring you up, Matt West. Don't let them do it. I am the voice that silences them all. And as you know, I've been doing this for a while. You guys have seen me stream Jet games. You guys have seen me mad during Jet games. You guys have seen me at points where I feel like there's no hope. That is not this. This is different. Okay? I'm not just the optimistic Jets voice. No, I am the voice of reason. The logical Jets voice. Not just the one that's like, oh, doom and gloom. No, we don't do that. No. We can be mad at things. Like I was mad that Robert Saleh would not bench Zach Wilson. Yeah, I was mad about that. I was like, let's see what is going on? I was mad about a bunch of things. I was mad that they didn't draft Jackson Smith and Jigba. And again, if Woody Johnson has an opportunity to draft Mekhi Lemon and passes him up for somebody who is not even a projected first rounder, I'm going to lose my mind. But I don't see him doing that. If he does it for like Sonny Styles, I'll be like, okay, I love Sonny Styles. But I mean, come on. Come on. We need to stop this right now. I can't take it. We do not whine and cry and live in the past. We don't do that. We see it for what it is from here forward. And if there was no hope for the next few seasons, I would tell you, I don't think there's any hope. We have to see what happens. It's not where we are. I'm telling you, I'm looking at this from every angle. This here, man, this means something. Look at the way he's looking at it. It means something. It'll be for your new, like, and this is another one. What's going on, Warhood? Everybody's like, oh, draft Trinidad, draft. Like, people panic and they want to make panic moves. Oh, we need a quarterback. If there's a quarterback there, grab him. No. In this situation, we have the luxury of drafting the best player available because we're loaded up for next year. So we are in the unique situation that not a lot of teams are in, by the way, where we can make luxury picks. Like if we wanted to draft a safety at number 2, because we think he's the best available player, you can formulate an argument to do that. Like I said, if the Jets took Jeremiah Love, they traded up for Jeremiah Love. Now, if they took him over Mekhi Lemon, of course, or Carnell Tate, I would be aggravated with that. But let's say he fell to 16 and they're like, we're going to take Jeremiah Love. I'd be like, he's a hell of a player, sure. Why not? Make sure you trade Breece Hall, though. So, but we don't have to panic draft a quarterback. There's nothing that we can salvage this year. There's not. A panic draft a quarterback? No way. Doesn't have to happen. Jeff's Party comes in with a 2. It says the last relevant Jet hit New York. Oh, you can't say that. You can't say that. Come on with that. I'm going to get that off screen. I appreciate the tour, Jeff's Party, but clean it up, man. Too soon still. But man, no way. Like I Jets fans drive me crazy with this nonsense sometimes. Not a lot. There are a lot of Jet fans that are just everything they hear. Oh, Woody's the devil. It's so bad. Oh, now there's a report that Woody told Aaron Glenn he can't be in control. And how long have people been saying fire Aaron Glenn? Now you want him to be in control? Now you're mad at Woody for saying for telling him he's not in control? That he has to call it. Like, what are we doing? Complaining for the sake of complaining. Nico Collins scores a touchdown. And man. 44-28, man. We have 44 points on the board. Oh, Pro Bowl. Does the Pro Bowl have a halftime? I think so. I don't know. You have restored morale. Trust in Darren Muji. Yes, Red X. Yes. If you start, because I'm telling you, you have to be mentally strong. And if you start hearing this stuff, because you'll hear it on ESPN, you'll hear it if you go on Twitter, wherever, you're going to hear this stuff and it's going to start messing with you. Come back here and I will ground you again. Because 90% of the people who are out there talking, flapping their gums, they don't know what's going on. Not more than 90%. Again, you have people on Fox Sports, all these every time they talk about a bad situation, they're like, oh, I mean, you could be the New York Jets, and it's like, You don't know what's happening. Sure, have your laughs now. The only one, there are a few people. Peter Schrager's great. Peter Schrager he's looking at this situation in a logical way, not he doesn't do things in like a Haiti way. You know what I mean? He doesn't take the easy way out. He actually looks at things, which is why I respect him. He actually looks at things and tells you what he is seeing. Doesn't try to make his cute little jokes. Doesn't try to take the easy way out and just grab the low hanging fruit. He actually looks at situations. And he's looking at this situation with Darren Muji, and he's calling it for what it is. Albert Breer is kind of another one, where he's pretty good with that. He's not he's one of my favorites. There are a few guys out there that they don't just, again, take the low-hanging fruit. They actually do their work. But a lot of these guys, oh my God. It's just like, okay, you're just saying things because the Jets, they've been bad. Okay, they've been bad. Bad ownership. Oh my God, I hear Colin Cowherd one more time say bad. Impulsive owner. Impulsive how? Tell me how he's impulsive. What has he done that's been impulsive? Gave Robert Saleh 5 years? 4.5 years? That was impulsive? Gave Joe Douglas 5 years? Let them play it out? Let them try to build it their way? That was impulsive. I mean, good God. Game Show Gumbo's here. By the way, Game Show Gumbo, if you saw the last long-form video that was up, you had the highlighted comment. It's in the video, I'm telling you. Seattle winning the Super Bowl will be a perfect end to the Allen family ownership for the Hawks. 30 years ago, this team was dead. Now look at them. Yeah, I mean, you know, remember the Saints when people would call them the Aints? That was a long time ago. But things change. Things change for franchises. They can go from being irrelevant to, again, the Broncos were considered a joke. Would we rather be the Buffalo Bills, right? A team that never wins. Okay, they're relevant, sure. But they're in bad shape right now. I think we could be in better position because they're paying Josh Allen a lot of money. They're going to have to hit their drafts, and they don't have a good general manager. He's good with the cap. He's not good at talent evaluating talent. And by the way, Sean McDermott knew that, and that was his problem. So how is that guy going to help Josh Allen? And yeah, sure, they promoted Joe Brady. Great. What changes? You fired your coach. No, Joe Brady's there. Still the same thing. When have we ever seen a guy be promoted from within and succeed? And all of a sudden that team's different. It doesn't happen. But Buffalo doesn't know that, so don't tell them that. You can't listen to any of these TV sports analysts. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. You know, some of them do. Some of them are, they have like certain teams they follow and they know a little bit, but there are a few guys who actually have their finger on the pulse of virtually everything. And Schrager's one of them. I think Albert Breer's another one. I say I think because I listened to him sporadically, and I have yet to get annoyed at him. So, you know, I think he's good at what he does. But I don't not ready to crown him just yet because I don't think I've heard every single I've heard a lot of what Peter Schrager has said. Albert Breer I kind of catch here and there. Joe Burrow is still throwing footballs out on the field. He gets it to James Cook. Pats were a joke when I started rooting for them back in '92. They won 2 games and drafted Drew Bledsoe #1. They were a joke for a long time. You know, 1985, they had that good year, but they were a joke. Throughout my entire childhood, the Patriots were a joke until Brady. Oh, they had the Super Bowl appearance with Parcells, too. But other than that, you know, and with Parcells, the Jets got close to a Super Bowl. With Rex Ryan, the Jets got close to 2 Super Bowls. So, I mean, you know, we're going to be fine. We're going to be fine, I'm telling you. Cortland Sutton dives to the end zone. Do I even have the score right? It's 36-44 now. Good God, I can't even keep up with the score. So we're at halftime. Half face in the Pro Bowl. There we go, half face. Joy Taylor was another one who she was on Cowherd for a while, and everything was the Jets, the Jets, the Jets, the Jets, and it was just like you don't know what you're talking about. Stop it. Stop it. Cooper DeJean on the tackle, so I don't think he scored. Joe Burrow is just trying to see who he wants to play with next year. Yeah. Yup, indeed. All next year, we'll have a belt up for Josh's feet. Yeah. Don Club says, Welts forgot that the Pro Bowl was today. Yeah, well, here we are. Hi. Are you? You gonna hit the sack?
No.
Pats actually turned it around after Kraft bought the team and they started getting competitive. Another thing that I hear a lot of is sell the team to Gary V, right? And I like Gary V. I think Gary V is a smart dude. My issue with that is he's a fan. And then there's a very real chance you run into a Jerry Jones situation there. Because when you have a fan running the team, all of a sudden, like if I was running the Jets, I would think, well, I know what I'm doing. I know what's best for this team. And you might not. So that could turn into a bad situation. If Doom wears Jets green with pride, their fans should. Yes, he is going to be our mascot, I'm telling you. Dr. Doom is going to be our mascot. This is a thing, man, I'm telling you. PFA, says Ashley. So, yeah. Let's just stop the upset, sad sack. Oh, we're terrible. Nonsense. Men's and women's flag football coming to. Oh yeah, they're coming to the Olympics, right? Flag football. That's going to be interesting. That's going to be interesting. Although I'm not the biggest fan of Jerry, it's certainly not the worst situation in the world. No, it is not. It is not because, I mean, give him credit for the Brian Schottenheimer hire. Schottenheimer has that offense running nicely. Jerry did that. Went out and got George Pickens, traded Micah, brought in Quinnen Williams, who I think works well with your defense. He sees the window. You have what you need on offense. He loaded up on some picks. It's going to probably, I mean, you know, you're going to probably come out of this draft with two very good defensive players. Probably a pass rusher, maybe a cornerback. But defense could turn around, and if it does, Dallas could be a problem. Cthulhu is Green Bay's future mascot. Lovecraft decrees it to be so. I'm surprised that more people don't have love for Tucker Kraft in Dynasty. It shocks me. Do I even have the score right? I don't know. The Pro Bowl, as they call it. We are only in the second. We just finished the second quarter, is what I should say. Going into the third quarter of the Pro Bowl, we've got a 44-36 game. It's hard to watch this. It's not fun. It's 44-36. It's definitely not. It's not like watching football. I'm telling you, it's like watching your uncle throw footballs to your cousins, and they're just way more talented. Hey, there's Peter Schrager. He knows what he's talking about. He's sitting next to Ryan Clark, a man who I don't believe knows what he's talking about. Cannot stand Ryan Clark. Is there even betting for this game? I don't think so, right? Do people bet on the Pro Bowl? You know what? Probably. They probably do. We'll see what happens. I'm optimistic. That's the way, Jeff. I'm telling you, I think Dallas is in pretty good shape. I think they're in pretty good shape. I mean, I could see them winning 12 games next year. Let's take a look at their schedule. Why not? We don't know when the games are going to be played, but we know who they're going to play. Let's get an early. Well, again, we have to see who they draft and what not. But let's see. 2026 Dallas Cowboys schedule. Giants, Eagles, Commanders. So I could see them sweeping Washington. I could see them. They might sweep Philly. I don't like Jalen Hurts. Philly might trade A.J. Brown. I don't think Philly's going to be what Philly was before. So could they sweep the Giants? I mean, could the Giants stay healthy? Is Matt Nagy going to be a problem? Right now, you look at Dallas, they could be the best team in that division. I don't think that's a hot take. Arizona, probably beat Arizona. If the defense is improved, again, got to hit these draft picks. I don't know how much money they have in free agency, but Niners could be a problem. Jacksonville could be a problem. So right now, all right, let's say in division, I'll say 4 wins in division. 5 wins with Arizona. I think they'll beat Tennessee. Colts. So that's 7 wins. They got the Packers. They got the Ravens. I mean, those could be winnable games. Seattle, probably not. Rams, probably not. But, I mean, looking at the schedule just off the top of my head, I could see 10 to 12 wins as a realistic scenario. Because again, I gave them 4 wins in division. Let's say they beat Arizona. I think San Francisco's a winnable game. So 4, 5, 6. Tennessee's a winnable game. 7. Jacksonville's probably a winnable game. 8. Indianapolis a winnable game. 9. Tampa's winnable. Baltimore's winnable. Green Bay's winnable. That's 12 wins right there. And that's still giving them 4 wins in division where they could win 5. They could win 6. So I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility. Yeah, I hate to talk badly about an LSU player, but he gives too many opinions, not enough analysis. Yeah, he drives me crazy, Ryan Clark. And he did that whole thing with Peter Schrager. I don't know if you saw that, where Peter Schrager was given his take on a certain situation. I forgot what situation it was exactly. It was might have been a Dallas game or something, but he kind of alluded to, well, you were never a player. So looking at it from a player's perspective, which was kind of like undermining him. And Schrager called him out for that. It was just like, don't do that. You know what I mean? Like, it was just a dirtbag move. Such a dirtbag move. I was uneasy. I was getting uneasy about the Giants until they hired Matt Nagy. Now Nagy could be okay. You know? But the idea that the Giants are going to magically be this cream of the crop team now that Harbaugh's there. I mean, you know, I think they'll be improved. I think they'll be better coached than they were. But again, Jackson Dart has to stay out of the blue tent. Scadaboo's got to stay out of the blue tent. Is Malik Neighbors going to be? Are they going to bring back Wan'Dale Robinson? Like, there are a lot of question marks. The offensive line is still a big question mark. Their defense was problematic last year, and we've seen, you know, they gave up a lot of fourth quarter leads, right? What coach did we see give up a lot of fourth quarter leads? SG, you know the answer to that question? It's John Harbaugh. So we'll see what happens with the Giants. Yeah, that was bad. Yeah, the Ryan Clark thing was bad. You're kidding yourself saying the Cowboys will beat the Packers. Well, they tied them this year, if you remember that game. Almost beat them this year, Soldier. So I think the Cowboys are going to be better next year. And will the Packers be better? Or will they be the same? Jackson Dent, yes. Jackson Dent. He has a lot of dents in him because he thinks he's Cam Scadaboo. I think I'm kidding myself saying the Cowboys would beat the Packers. You better hope that your boy, Matt LaFleur, plays to win the game, not tie the game. Vic Fangio is 3-1 versus Kyle Shanahan. He might retire, right, Fangio? They're saying he might retire. Harnags, the Giants' future. But there are a lot of question marks with the Giants. And again, you know, we're not going to know... I mean, how many games did the Giants win this year? They won 4, 5, 4? I think it was 4, right? So are they going to suddenly jump to a 10-win team? I guess it's possible, but I don't know. We have to... I think we have to temper our expectations in year one. Let's talk as why Mike didn't want your Jets. First of all, the Jets fired him. Second of all, he wasn't offered the job to come back as head coach. So you were talking out of your nostrils right now, Soldier. The game of a million holes. Yeah, there were a lot of holes. Oh, we're in the third quarter. Half face is officially over. That was like a legitimate half face, time-wise. All right, there's Joe Flacco, the ever-aging Joe Flacco. Could still play football, though. Could still throw a dime, especially to Jamar Chase. Chris Parker's from Vic Fangio's system, with Fangio only allowing 41 total points head-to-head in each of those matchups. Yeah, so I'll say this: just because a guy's from a guy's system doesn't mean you're going to get the same result. We've seen that happen time and time again, I should say. They should play on a 100-yard field. This is way too much scoring. It should be 100. It should be a full 100 yards. This is nonsense. What we're seeing here right now. Is that Christian McCaffrey talking to a young man? I don't know who that is. I don't think it's McCaffrey. Year one, Vrabel coached his team to a Super Bowl. Other teams will expect that, which is a pipe dream. Yeah, they will. Teams will expect that. Just like teams expect when they draft a young quarterback, he should come right in and be the savior right away. If you remember Drake May, year one, didn't look great. Who did look great? CJ Stroud. How's he look now? Jaden Daniels. How does he look now? Jackson Dart looked good this year. How's he going to look next year? I mean, it's hard. I like the idea, and this is what I hope the Jets do. When you bring in that young quarterback, if he's the first overall pick, I don't think you should rush him out there and start him right away. If you don't have to. Let him sit back a little bit. Learn the speed of the game. Not feel the pressure right away. But people, football fans are impatient. Tyler Warren gets the ball down. Well, I'd say downfield. It's like a 20-yard field. There is no downfield. Micah Parsons is very active today on his scooter, taking camera shots and whatnot. But that's what I'm telling Jet fans is be patient. You have to be, we've been patient. Okay, so now what? So then what? Cry? Okay, cry. Go ahead, cry. Let's see how that helps. Is it helping? Are your tears helping? No. They help nothing. Jamar Chase with another touchdown. And he's grittying. He's grittying, ladies and gentlemen. 50 points are on the board. The AFC put up a 50 burger. Sometimes you have to be patient. Sometimes you have to be patient. There's greatness waiting on the other end of patience. You're not wrong, but he was responsible for the development of guys like Pat Surtain, Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, etc. However, I need to temper my expectations because this team has let me down. Like I was saying, you don't know what you have there. If he learned under Fangio, great. Again, Aaron Glenn learned under Bill Parcells. So did Al Groh. Doesn't always quite work out. But, he's not a head coach. He's a coordinator. So, there's that. Developing guys, great. Can he call a defense? That's another thing, We're not going to know that until now, again, the bar hasn't been set high for him because who was the defensive coordinator that he's replacing? You know what I mean? Matt Eberflus. I mean, do you want to talk about coming into a situation where you are going to be better than the guy before you? You couldn't ask for more. We're going to have the Jets fan civil war this year. And I'm going to be leading the side that is going to win the battle. Because when it's all said and done, I'm telling you, Matt. I'm telling you. Get on this side. Get on this side. I don't know what side Jake Asman's on right now. I know he was on the side of the screamers and whatnot for a little while. But I know there's a faction of us out there. And there was also a tweet. I'm going to show you this. I'm going to show you guys this. This is the energy that I want every Jet fan to exhibit. I'm going to get this up on screen. I got to find it first. But I'm telling you, This is exactly what I want everybody to remember. I'm just looking through my Twitter feed here because no, that's not it. Here's one that I said, Jet fans, next season is going to be rough, but as Harvey Dent, well, I'm going to get this up on screen. Can I do that? I think I can. Yeah, hold on. Let me do this. I'm going to get this up for you guys to see. Oh, no, I picked the wrong thing. Hold on. Hold on. I'm so sorry. Window capture. There it is. Okay. Here we go. Okay. There's one thing that I said that I think is brilliant, by the way. Not to toot my own horn. But I'm going to show you guys this. And you're going to see it right where my big fat head is right now. Because I'm going to take myself off screen for a moment. So there it is. If you can read that, read it. But if you can, I'll read it to you. Jets fans, next season is going to be rough. But as Harvey Dent once said, the night is darkest right before dawn. He said that and then became one of the most iconic villains ever. We're at the beginning of our villain arc. 2026 will be painful. 2027. We rise. That has to be exactly the attitude. Ashley comes in with a 20 spot, says, in honor of our pros, Joey B, Joe Flacco, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins, who they are the reason why this AFC team is winning 52-36 right now, Ashley. I mean, that is insane. Ashley, by the way, is your television champion. She lost the belt today and regained it. Can you believe that? Took it from a formidable champion himself and Rowdy Eggplant. I mean, this is pay-per-view worthy fighting. What is it? I don't want to call it fighting. These were pay-per-view worthy matches. They could headline pay-per-views is what I should say. It was like Hell in the Cell in here with Mick Foley and that other guy, The Undertaker. That's so disrespectful to call The Undertaker that other guy. I'm sorry. Mark Callis, if you heard that, I didn't mean that. Let me get Ashley's totals all squared away here. But we are at the start of our villain arc, Jet fans. We are at the beginning. And don't let the noise from those who want to cry and whine distract you or bring you down at all. Ashley is updated there. I'm going to get her updated right down there. Hold on. Don't let it happen. Do not let it happen. I don't want to see these people jump on the bandwagon all of a sudden when we're like, oh, we have hope. Because you know what they're going to do too. Another touchdown, 42-52. What they're going to do is they're going to say, oh yeah, we have this draft pick. Oh, the team's looking good. We're going to figure out a way to screw it up. That's what they do. Ashley, you're updated there. Thank you very much. No, we're going to figure out a way to screw it up. Why don't you just go like another team, please, and leave us alone? Leave the real Jets fans alone. Go like another team, please. Go away. We've had it. And Matt West, I'm not putting you in that category. And I will not allow you to be in that category. My YouTube is telling me to donate. YouTube is being rowdy. You know what? Just tell YouTube to chill out. For the first time in history, I'm hoping Green Bay loses better draws with the Jets to ruin the arch tankage from all of Rich's MLF hate. You want Green Bay to tank? Well, I'll tell you what. If they did tank, we have plenty of draft capital to strike up a conversation with them. So I think the Dolphins are going to get Kyler Murray. I could see that happening. I kind of hope it happens. I hope they get either Kyler Murray or Malik Willis. Then I'm taking them off the table of a team that could possibly have the first overall pick. I never said no, Matt West. I said I'm not putting you in that category. I'm not putting you in that category, and I won't let you be in that category. I didn't accuse you of anything. I said I will not allow you to be in that category, and I am not putting you in that category. I'm talking about the other people. But I don't want you to be swayed because it's like, it's very easy to be swayed. Like Red X Power too. Like I felt like he could be swayed, but I gotta bring you guys back. Just like you brought me back from. It's like a give and take. You know what I mean? You brought me back from having feeling bad for Josh Allen, and then I was just like, what the hell was I thinking? No. I don't think Joe Flacco's going to stay either. I think he wants to start somewhere. I think that's pretty much. He wants one last run somewhere. And where could that be? Where could that be? I don't know. I'm assuming he would want it to be with the team that. And the Falcons might cut Kirk Cousins. I think Kirk Cousins could very well be a Jet. That would be fine. But Joe Flacco with the Minnesota Vikings, that's interesting. I could see that happening. They have the line to protect him. He could easily beat J.J. McCarthy out. If Aaron Rodgers doesn't come back, Joe Flacco to the Steelers. Those are two teams that I think could be possible. The washing machine's bringing me down today. I was really looking forward to cleaning the laundry. Well, I'm telling you, just think about the Jets' future, and that'll make you happy. Phillip Rivers, OC for the Jets. Listen, right now, I don't care. I really don't. Do whatever. Do whatever, Jets. Whatever floats your boat. Nothing is going to fix this situation. Here's the tweet I was talking about before. And this is from, I'm going to get myself off screen here in a moment so you can see it. This is the best tweet. So this one from Dan Hansis. I don't know who he is, but this just popped up on my feed. He's got 102,000 followers. So I'm assuming he's a Jets fan. The Jets are in the midst of a galaxy-brained, multi-dimensional tank for the ages, and none of you plebs are advanced enough to understand it. That is the tweet of the year. My response to that was, finally someone gets it. And I believe Soldier responded to that. Yeah, Soldier responded to that with a picture of Shedeur Sanders and Trevor Lawrence. But, I mean, truer words have never been spoken. The midst of a galaxy-brained, multi-dimensional tank for the ages. And people aren't seeing it. That's where we are. And 3D chess is what it is. It's exactly what it is. And the fact that people aren't seeing it is very disturbing to me. "3D chess, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. Look at that. Look at that. That's a Jet fan who knows the situation right now. He knows the situation. So, there we have it. Eberflus for Jets head coach just over season. Soldier's going through a lot right now. He's going through a lot right now. I don't know why. He's mad that I said the Cowboys might be able to beat the Packers when they almost beat them this year. He's acting like what I said was so outrageous that now he wants the Packers to this is how maniacal fans are. He wants the Packers to tank just so the Jets don't get the first overall pick. And I get upset. That's what he wants. Because I said the Cowboys might be able to beat the Steelers. Not the Steelers. The Cowboys might be able to beat the Packers. He's gone off the rails now. We got to get him a straitjacket. With silence canceling headphones. Jets janitor for HC. Why does the Jets logo in that pic look like a smeared cowboy star? Does it? No, it's a weird logo. It's not. Yeah, it's definitely not a real Jets logo, but you get the idea. That's 3D chess. 3D chess. Now he's saying he loves me. You see, look, the emotions are going all over the place. Die. Oh, I love you. I got to tell you. Oh, wait a minute. What did SG say here? Hold on. Steelers to hire Vikings pass game coordinator Brian Angelico. Is that how you say his name? As OC? Yeah. Why not, right? Yeah. I mean, they had Arthur Smith last year. That's another one where, the bar has not been set very high. The bar has not been set very high at all. So Jalen Hurts is in the game. Let's see what he does. I sense an interception coming up. Oh, almost threw one. Oh, doing a little trickery. I'll tell you right now, if I was a head coach and saw some of my star players out here doing this, I would be like, guys, we're not doing this next year. If you get invited to the Pro Bowl, say you have the flu. Because if somebody hurts themselves, I'm going to be pissed off. When was the last time the Steelers had a good OC? Bruce Arians? Yeah, maybe. Right? Maybe. But now you're going to have Mike McCarthy calling the plays. I'll tell you what's interesting. Let me talk about the Steelers situation. I've been thinking about this, and I didn't even mention it today because I got so heavy with this Jets stuff. Trying to keep all my Jet fans. I'm going to look at your comment above, Ashley. Hold on 1 second. I'm looking for it. Dan H is a Jets fan. He has a great podcast with Mark Sessler. They're very funny and very informative. I got to check that out. I've got to check that out. Thank you very much. I understand it. I saw the Muji Vision right with you. Yes, SG understands it. He saw the Muji Vision. And he knows when I say how difficult it is to find a general manager to do what this guy has done. SG knows. He knows. He's right there. He is right there with me on that. So when I'm talking about, yeah, John Cece says exactly. Yeah, I don't want anybody getting hurt. What is going on? Joe Burrow's like talking to people now. The Steelers. It's an interesting situation with the Steelers because, of course, Rodgers could come back. And with McCarthy, I think that would be better than Aaron Rodgers with Arthur Smith and Mike Tomlin. I think Rodgers and McCarthy would be good. That's if Rodgers wants to come back and play. I know there's like a little bit of bad blood there, but it's probably swept under the rug and whatnot now. But it is what it is. McCarthy already said he's open to Rodgers coming back. He kind of hopes he comes back. So, you know. You were the first person I texted when I saw the Sauce trade. Yeah, I mean, you know, I know you don't call him Sauce for good reason. But back to the Steelers. If they were to get, let's just say Rodgers doesn't come back. If they were to somehow get a Malik Willis situation going for them with Mike McCarthy, now all of a sudden, that becomes a very interesting offense. Right? Like, you have people like always, you know, he's Mike Tomlin. He's just on the other side of the ball. But, okay, if you're going to have a Mike Tomlin that's having a Mike Tomlin on the offensive side of the ball, I think suits you better. Because you haven't had a guy who can call plays the way Mike McCarthy can. He can also develop quarterbacks. So, again, I don't think this is a bad hire, and it's probably not going to be a 20-year thing. But I think the Steelers are going to be in good shape. I think they'll be in good shape going forward. Malik, I'm not sure Malik would work with McCarthy. I think McCarthy's one of the guys he would work with. I think he would work with McCarthy. Think Malik to the Cardinals. I think that would be a good situation for him too. I think that would be a good situation also. But yeah, SG is, when he saw the Sauce trade, hit me up right away. It was like, yo, excellent move. And that was when we knew Darren Muji is a genius. That was when it all came. I saw him doing things in season, was like, I'm liking what he's doing. Okay, this is cool. Like, we haven't seen a general manager do this, and this is good. And then once those trades hit, once the trade deadline came, he ascended into the heavens, from the heaven, or whatever. He just ascended to God status. And that's when all Jet fans should have said, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. But a lot of them did not do that. And it's shocking. It's shocking to me. An AFC team blowing a 2-score second half lead. Gee, where have I seen this before? I wonder if you're going to see it with the Giants again. That would be something. That would be something. Does SG not like Aaron Rodgers? Let's see. I'll drive Cooper Rush to Pittsburgh myself. Oh, that's funny. And that Cowboys trade was big. Certainly well played. Yes, and the fact that he asked for the better. Oh, wait a second. Soldier just said he wants the Packers to tank next year so that they can. This is excellent. He wants the Packers to tank next year so that they have the first overall pick, and then the Jets don't have the pick, so that'll hurt us in some way. But what he doesn't understand is the Jets get the better of the Packers Cowboys pick, whichever one's higher. So if that were to happen, the Jets would get the Packers pick. Yes. You put it out there into the ether, Soldier. So you're going to forfeit a season just to give us the first overall pick. We accept. This is why Darren Muji is so brilliant. Because it's 3D chess, man. You have no idea what you have no idea what you just did. You have no idea what you just did. You put it out into the universe, and now it's going to happen. The Jets are going to have the first and the second overall pick because Soldier did what he did. Oh, This couldn't have worked out any better. I could not be happier right now. Darren Muji was like 18 steps ahead of you. Look at him. Look at him smiling. Australia's that way, by the way. That's why he's smiling in that direction. Oh, boy. This is excellent. This is excellent. Cooper Rush. Keep Cooper Rush. He's a great quarterback. You think, so McCarthy is familiar with Cooper Rush. I mean, it's 52-52. We got a tie game. Oh, boy. If this game goes to overtime. Oh, would they let this happen? Would they let that happen? Are we in the fourth quarter? The Surtain family is talking right now. Wow, I can't believe that happened. I can't believe Soldier just gave us the first overall pick. Oh, Jets play the Browns and Cardinals next year. You won't win the tank. I think we will. Because with Mike LaFleur calling the offense, he's going to have a bone to pick with the Jets. That's going to be revenge game city. They're going to beat us. The Browns might beat us. We beat the Browns this year. But I don't know. There is a good chance we could beat the Browns. But we'll see. You know, if Shador actually it looks better with Todd Monken, I feel like they have a coaching downgrade. I got to be honest. I like Kevin Stefanski, but you know, Monken says there's a chance Deshaun Watson might be starting for them. By the way, so let's see. SG is telling me to scroll up a little bit. I shall. Jeff, I'm a Raider. People from the outside. Oh, damn it! I lost it. Hold on. People from the outside were calling the Jets deadline a fire sale. It was anything but. If it was a fire sale, they would have traded Hall and Johnson for dirt cheap. Yes. That's why. And it's like they don't know what they're talking about. We're in the fourth quarter. That's what's so crazy. It's like you don't even know what you're looking at. It wasn't a fire sale. If it was, you would have said, okay, Kansas City, what do you want to give us for Brees? Oh, fifth? Okay, we'll take that. No, that's not what they did. Darren Muji even said, we're not interested in trading Sauce Gardner unless you give us a deal I can't refuse. He sat there on his throne and said, dance for me. Chris Ballard. And Chris Ballard danced. And Muji said, well done. You can go now. And when it was all said and done, we got 2 first-rounders for Sauce Gardner. And right before Chris Ballard walked out of the Royal Muji Dome, Muji said, excuse me, we'll also take Adonai Mitchell. Or the deal's off. And Ballard said, yes, master. And he left. And then Darren Muji had a feast right before he robbed the Cowboys. Oh, man. It was insane. It was insane. Who's coming back out of the tunnel to lead the Jets' comeback victory over the Packers? It's Zach freaking Wilson? No. Oh, boy. Yeah, at least run the clock. Oh, the Patriots mascot's there. Shouldn't he be somewhere else? That's not good preparation. That's not good preparation. I mean, come on. Yes, he maximized value for his 2 best defensive players, and people still don't get it. That's what drives me crazy. And it drives me crazy that people think the Jets they have nothing. And it's like, we have a good, not a good, I'm sorry, I'm underselling that. We have a brilliant general manager. Do you know how hard that is to find? Let me tell you how hard it is to find. We've never had that. That's how hard it is to find. Something we've been begging for a long time. I remember back when Mike McCagnon was the general manager of this team, and people were screaming, oh, God, this guy's awful. And they were so happy to get Joe Douglas. And now Darren Muji is everything Joe Douglas. Oh, man, Jamar Chase just dropped the football in the end zone. Good God. And now Darren Muji is everything that they wanted Joe Douglas to be. And exceeds that by a mile and beyond. And people don't see it. And it drives me insane. This game has all the makings of a joke. Yeah, poor Ja'Marr Chase. They're going to have to remake that movie Draft Day after the Jets. They should. They should. Who can we get to play Darren Muji? Now we'll just let him play himself. He's got movie star looks. Look at that. Muji invented the piano key necktie for FC. Piano key necktie. He's a brilliant man. He probably did. I thought Joe Douglas was decent for a little while. So I liked Joe Douglas and I liked his lineage. But looking back on it, like, I thought he got good value in trades. I thought he got good value for Sam when we got rid of him. Looking back on it now, you're like, oh, should have kept Sam, dude. What the hell are you doing? But I thought he got good value for Sam at the time. I was like, okay, if we're gonna get rid of him, I think you got a good package for him. So all right, fine. Could have also gotten good value for the number 2 overall pick and kept Sam, but I digress. But looking back on what he did, he was a guy that fell in love with traits, right? Mekhi Becton was like, oh, he's big, he's really big. Let's draft him. Zach Wilson went to the pro day, was sold. Like, oh, look at the arm. All right, let's take him. He did that quite a few times. He did that with Will McDonald when Jackson Smith-Njigba was right there. And you look at Jackson Smith-Njigba and you're like, oh, okay, he's not a massive receiver. He just happens to be good at everything he does. But no, we want the guy who could spin off the end and has a big wingspan and looks pretty when he beats a tackle in college. That's the guy we want. And that's Joe Douglas in a nutshell. Ryan Reynolds could play a great Darren Muji. Imagine if Mazi Smith, the throw-in and a Quinnen trade, represents the Jets in the Pro Bowl next year. Now, Mazi Smith is, I didn't mind that. The big body in the middle. I mean, why not? If you're going to, like, those are the guys you want to have thrown in, right? So it's just like an extra lottery ticket. Okay, we're going to get a first and a second for Quinnen. Give us Mazi Smith. You're not using him. Let's see if he can do anything here. Why not? Extra lottery ticket. If he works out, cool. You got a guy that maybe he doesn't work out at all. Fine, okay. But it didn't cost you anything. If he works out, well, maybe you have a nice backup defensive tackle. Maybe you have a good starting defensive tackle. You don't know. How many times have we seen, it's not like it's never happened. How many times have we seen guys come into the league and we're like, oh man, we thought this guy was going to be good and he doesn't look very good. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh wait, actually he is pretty good. It happens a lot. Muji invented the California raisins. Glenn Powell. Oh, I like the Glenn Powell. Glenn Powell would make a better Darren Muji than Ryan Reynolds, I think. Yeah. He has more Glenn Powell in him, I think, than Ryan Reynolds. Definitely. Micah Parsons is a menace on the scooter. Like, get him off the field. What is going on? So Joe Douglas was more focused on the physical traits rather than using the eye test. Well, I would say that he used the eye test improperly. You know what I mean? Like, he would look at guys and say, well, because this guy has a massive arm, if he can be really good, that would be better than a guy who can just read a defense and complete passes, right? This left tackle, if he turns out to be good, he's just going to swallow people up instead of just taking a guy, Tristan Wirfs, who just happens to be a good left tackle. Well, he was a right tackle when he came into the league, wasn't he? No, left tackle. Micah is a menace, period. I agree. So the Jets already won the offseason. Hang the banner next to the Super Bowl banners. We've already won the offseason. We're like back-to-back offseason champions a couple years running. But we haven't won the offseason this year. Not this year. Definitely not this year. Not yet. I don't think we will this year. Walt Disney stole Mickey's design from Muji. Muji was not born yet, so I don't think that's possible. Everyone knows you have to have personality tests to get real top candidates. Yes. Take the Cleveland Browns route. CeeDee Lamb to George Pickens, and the NFC takes the lead. $60-52. Is this blown lead John Harbaugh's parting gift to the AFC? Oh, man. SG throwing strays at John Harbaugh. Muji discovered time travel? He may have. You don't know. You don't know. He hasn't. Again, there's a reason this is here. So, telling you, it all ties together. It all ties together. But yeah, Joe Douglas fell in love with traits, man. Denzel Mims had a great Senior Bowl. Take him in the second round. Could have taken Creed Humphrey, who just happened to be the best center in the draft. He was one of the best centers in the league. Could have taken Creed Humphrey. And I wish I had documented or was streaming back then, because I wanted Creed Humphrey. I said you could trade down and still get Creed Humphrey. It took Denzel Mims, and I was like, okay, kind of happy to guess, because Denzel Mims did have a good Senior Bowl, so okay. Didn't work out. But he liked traits, which tells you he's not a good talent evaluator. Now, Darren Muji is a good talent evaluator. Look at him. You can just tell by the look in his eye. And it's so hard. Again, look, Buffalo fired their coach because he basically insulted the GM. Said in so many words that he's not good at bringing in top-tier talent. But he happens to be good with salary cap stuff, which is valuable. But Muji's good at all of it. So there's that. And Jet fans need to see it, because if they chase this man away, there's going to be a war. On Todd Monken to the Browns, I personally don't hate it. There's a chance he brings out the best of Shedeur. After all, he wanted us to draft Shedeur this past offseason. Schwartz leaving hurts, though. Yeah, I agree. I don't think Todd Monken was a bad hire. I do like Stefanski better than him, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong about that. But Todd, and more importantly, Todd Monken wanted that job. He's also familiar with the Browns because he was there before. But Todd Monken wanted that job, so there's something to be said about that. I don't think he'll be a disaster. That's one of the reasons why I'm like, I don't think the Browns will have the first overall pick. But we'll see. Do we have a Broncos fan in here? Why did Peyton throw Nix under the bus so hard? That was crazy, right? That was crazy. And then Bo Nix coming out and saying he probably shouldn't be talking about my medical history. Oh, man. And people talk about the Denver Broncos like they're not a tire fire. You have your head coach and your quarterback going back and forth like that. I feel like there was a lot of finger pointing going on. A lot of finger pointing going on. Talent evaluation will one day be called Mujiing. To Muji. Yes, I certainly agree with that. 60-52. Do I have the score right? Problem is the Browns lost their good coordinator and might have alienated half the locker room. And it was like, the Browns are kind of experts at that. But yeah, definitely did not make Myles Garrett happy. But here's the caveat, though, is Schwartz wanted to be the head coach. So in any scenario where he wasn't going to be the head coach, he was going to leave. Which is strange because, I mean, I guess he just thought he had the job. So you have to wonder what ownership was saying to him. Maybe they gave him a little inkling. You're going to get this. We just have to kind of cross off all our X's and O's and go through the process. But we're going to give it to you. But then they pull the rug out from under him and, Monken nails the interview. Maybe he failed the test that they gave him. Who knows? Schwartz. Maybe he didn't study for the test. Why is Micah Parsons is on the field more than anybody? He's driving me crazy. He's making me hate him right now. So, yeah, the Brown situation, I don't know. But I don't think they're going to, I don't think they'll get the first overall pick. You never know. I just don't think it's going to happen. Celtic Scarecrow says, Moogie, I'm happy with Dan the Man Morgan. Dan Morgan's good. Moogie's better. Oh, Dan Morgan is good. But that's what I'm saying. Like, look at the power of a good general manager. Look at the power of a good general manager. And that's what I feel we have. I correctly feel we have that. 3:08 left in the game. If the NFLPA weren't such a joke, they should file a grievance on behalf of Knicks. Yeah, that would be interesting. That would be interesting. Yeah, Knicks wasn't mature. But I don't like Sean Payton. Sean Payton is, personality-wise, man, he just rubs me the wrong way. Don't love him. And he looks like Jason Voorhees, which you would think would be a positive for me, but he's like a Jason Voorhees that I wouldn't want as Jason Voorhees. Jets fan takes the test and is diagnosed with unresolved anger issues, depression, and prescribed more Jets. You know why they're prescribed more Jets? Because they know what's coming. So that's going to solve all the depression issues. Man, you walked right into that one, Matt West. Follow this one says, yeah, he's been in a wild cannon since he left the Saints. Probably because, people have to wonder, was it Breeze or was it him? The same thing that, with Belichick and Brady. Was it Belichick? Was it Brady? Looked like it was Brady, but was Sean Payton, and I'll give Sean Payton credit for what he's done with this team, the way he turned this team around with the situation they were in. I think they're still paying Russell Wilson. They were in a bad situation. Came in, got them to the AFC Championship game, which if Bo Nix didn't get hurt, maybe they win that game. If Bo Nix didn't get hurt and we don't have a blizzard, maybe they win that game. Maybe they're in the Super Bowl. But he's got like grumpy old man syndrome, though. It's never good. What also helps is having a good owner. Yeah, having a good owner. But again, I don't I'm not saying Woody's a good owner, but I also don't think he's the devil the way people make him out to be. I think he tries to do the right thing. And again, Chris Johnson took over the team. And when Chris Johnson took over the team, there were your consecutive losing seasons. And then Woody comes back and is trying to get it back on track. Under Woody, we didn't have consecutive losing seasons like that. Never. So when people are like, "Oh, he's a bad owner," I'm just like, "But based on what? Based on what Chris Johnson did? I mean, do you even know that?" And I'm not you guys, but most people don't even know Chris Johnson was in charge. They're like, "Oh, Woody Johnson, year after year," and it's like, but he wasn't in charge then. He didn't make those hires. Have you heard the song? I'm not going to click on it because if it starts playing, it'll play on stream, and I don't want to get a strike. Day 153 and me petitioning for the Jets to have the sad Jets kid announced if Jets first round pick. They should have him do that. I do like the style of no-nonsense coaching Sean Payton uses, but I do think he steps over the line when he shouldn't. Yeah. He absolutely does. Tom Brady's in a Pizza Hut commercial. Interesting. Yeah, Peyton absolutely steps over the line. Opens his mouth. Like, I'm telling you, he's got like grumpy old man syndrome. Settle down. Don't throw your quarterback. How about you don't throw your quarterback under the bus? Why don't we start there? That would be ideal. That would probably be best for everybody. I won't get a strike for it. It's not an actual song. All right, let me see. If I get a strike, SG, you are in a lot of trouble. That's great. I don't think you guys could hear it, but I didn't play it. I mean, I played it. That's catchy too. I like it. I like it. He's a good owner. He's a good owner. I'll give you that. Get off my lawn. Coach Payton, it's a football field. Wait a second. Jalen Hurts runs into the end zone, and it's not a tush push. Did he get stopped before he got in? There's 146 left. I love the way they keep shooting, like going over to Jerry Rice, and he is so serious. I think there's one thing we can agree on. We need to find a way to get Rich to call a Jets draft pick. They should let me call a draft pick because, I mean, I have not been... I think I'm the only one that's still supporting the team. I mean, he is like a mob boss, yeah. I think I'm the only one. Like, I have undying support for this team. And it's all logical. None of it is manufactured. I will go to war with anybody who disagrees with the Jets are going to be fine take. So, 59 seconds left. They're really going to try to milk this last minute. They're totally going to try to milk this last minute. Sean Payton's trying to heal the hole in his heart by being rejected by the Cowboys. That's a possibility too. But yeah, I mean, I use the Saints as an example of a team that was a tire fire for years. And they didn't even draft Drew Brees. They brought him in because the Dolphins didn't want him. They were like, no, he's injury prone. The Saints were like, all right, we'll take him. And then all of a sudden, relevancy. Joey B must be benched. I think he is. He was talking to a bunch of people on the side before, so. I see Jared Goff there, though, talking to Jalen Hurts. All right, so what's going on? We have 2 quarterbacks on the field. What? Now they put a minute 6 on the clock. Oh, boy. Like I said, they're really trying to milk this. There's Derwin James. AFC needs to get the ball back. Jalen Hurts and Jared Goff are on the field at the same time. Hurts is in motion. Are they going to push it? Oh, he pitches it out to Hurts. He throws to the end zone, and that is caught by CeeDee Lamb. And the NFC takes a 2-score lead, and they're probably going to end up winning this. 66-52. That was a nice play call. Yeah, Breeze was drafted by the Chargers in the same draft class as Tomlinson. He was a second-round pick, too. Wasn't he like the first pick in the second round? I think it was the first pick in the second round. So he was... Phillip Rivers was drafted in 2024. I'm sorry, not 2024, 2004. Drew Brees was drafted 24 seconds left. 2001. Yeah. Gave up on Brees, went with Rivers. Brees went on to win a Super Bowl. Man, crazy how many good quarterbacks the Chargers have had and no Super Bowls to show for it. Get Micah Parsons off the field. My God. Are you kidding me with this guy? Running a play in the mobility scooter. It's peak. Now he's yelling at Jerry Rice. This man is a menace. First episode of Dragon Ball aired 40 years ago, February 26, 1986. Man, are they tush pushing with Jalen Hurts? Yeah. Now they're just messing around. Like, just, is the clock going to tick down? I think that's the end of the game, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like the NFC is going to take this, which means the AFC is going to win the Super Bowl. Jeff's Party comes in with a tour and says, Sean Payton needs some Depends, prunes, and a nap. Jeff's Party. Well, he would need the, yeah. Well, if he's eating prunes, then I guess you're correct. Is that a way to speak about your former offensive coordinator? I mean, come on. NFC is the 2000 winner of the 2026 Pro Bowl games, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, this was exciting. It actually was fun hanging out with you guys. Like, the game was just kind of like, whatever. But, yeah, this was cool. We'll be back Saturday morning for Saturday Morning Demonverse. Do not miss that, where we talk about a lot of fun stuff. Got some content coming up tomorrow, the day after, and the day after that. So 3 days of content coming up. There'll be a long form video, I believe, mixed in there at some point. And I have my Kansas City Chiefs long form episode where I talk about the Chiefs in the return of NFL lore. Yes. So that's coming back. I have to film it. I have it all written. I just have to film it. That one's going to take a little while, but I'm getting it done. See you all Saturday. And then we got the Super Bowl too. We got a lot of stuff happening. Thank you to everyone who joined the stream. Thank you to everyone who liked the stream. Thank you to Ashley and Rowdy for their generous donations. Ashley, the supreme ruler of the stream and your television champion. Thank you to Rowdy, who came in and took the title briefly and then went back to the number one contender, but I appreciate it. We saw a Rowdy bomb tonight. Ashley kicked out of it and hit him with Ashmageddon. It was insane. It was insane. Thank you for listening to my Jets rants, as always. For PFA, for Lucas Astro, for the NFC, I guess, who won this game. I am Rich Jodice, the Pro Football Demon, and I will see you for Saturday morning Demonverse. Take care.